Hello, everyone. What is going on? My name is Timpedia, and welcome to 2025, first podcast of the year. Woo! Wee, Rick.
We made it. Another year.
We made it another year, another 2025,
Unfortunately.
another 2025 podcast, and by another I mean the first one of many. Well, maybe many.
Nah, podcast canceled. This is the last one,
Oh,
everybody.
no. We waited till 2025. No.
Oh.
Listeners, this could be the final year, but you can change it. Comment literally anything in the comments, and we won't cancel the podcast.
Yeah, literally anything. It could be anything.
Anything. But who wants you to comment anything? On my right.
That's Friedman, also known as Andrew, but mostly known as Friedman.
And on my left.
Just Tyler 2099.
And we have not a ton of news, but we're going to talk a lot about some stuff we watched over the holidays, watched and played, and
Like
a lot of
always.
upcoming 2025 stuff. But we do have a little bit of news because the one major event that is happening like right now or happened this past weekend, I don't know,
I think it just wrapped.
is CES. Freeman, what does that stand for?
Consumer Electronics Showcase, I think.
I think it is Showcase.
Like, it's not Expo. It's not Consumer Expo Showcase. But CES, where all the cool tech stuff gets shown off. A lot of cool announcements. I'm going to start with the one that pissed me off the most was Dell announces they're aware that people are tired of getting confused about their different brands, where they have the Inspiron line, which is normal laptops, and the XPS, which is the extreme performance systems, like the name implies. And they said, forget it. We're going to simplify it so there's zero confusion, and we're just going to copy the Apple naming scheme. There are 3 lines we now make. Dell, Dell Pro, and Dell Pro Max. Guess what any of these are for?
Who cares?
It's stupid. I hate it. It's the worst thing I've ever heard, and they're completely throwing away the XPS branding. But Dell's going to copy Apple and their confusing lineup that even Apple has said
sounds like the
is a
most
bad
Apple
naming
out of
scheme.
10 naming scheme in history.
But like even Apple is aware that they don't like it because the only reason they did Pro and Pro Max is they're like, okay, well, what do we do when we need to describe a product of a bigger size? So they used Max to describe the bigger Pro iPhone. But then when they did it on the Mac, it made no sense because it was the exact same size as both the Mac and the Mac Pro. So even they're like, calling it a Max doesn't make sense outside of the iPhone line. And Dell's like, don't write that down, just copy. So
I don't like the they saw that Apple got a C on the project, but they're like, well, C's get degrees, I guess.
Yeah.
And
for real. Yeah. So super goofy. And then on the flip side, I thought this one was the funniest thing. So open industry secret. The Switch 2 is coming and it's getting announced any day now. But the designs for the Switch 2, they've already been leaked for like the last month. Basically, it looks exactly like a Switch, except I think the new Joy-Cons are slightly more curvy and ergonomic, so thank God. But at CES, a company selling third-party Switch 2 Joy-Cons was just like, fuck it, we thought the Switch would be announced by now, so we're just going to show it off while we're here.
Oh my gosh.
So, third-party Joy-Cons for an unannounced console were on display with the fake Switch present.
That's too funny.
This is getting ridiculous. Nintendo just has to announce this already. It's like they went on record saying that, like, because they need to clarify, because they don't want people unsubscribing from Nintendo Switch Online, that the whole idea about like you subscribe to NSO and then you get access to like the virtual console, they've confirmed that's not changing, to literally no one's surprise. So the idea is, please continue to pay for NSO because it's going to work exactly the same on the Switch 2, which is probably just going to be exactly the same. So at least Nintendo finally got with the memo, and now you don't have to rebuy your shit from console to console. But
after how long?
Yeah. But on the topic of not having to buy your shit from console to console, let's jump over to Steam. So for the longest time since the Steam Deck launched, SteamOS has been exclusive to it, with Valve constantly saying, we're working on refining it. It's eventually going to be available on other hardware. It's not meant to be this lockdown system that only we have access to. And they kept parroting this for, I guess it's been like 3 years now. And we're finally, as of I think CES, it's like the Lenovo Legion Go, I think, is the first one coming out with it. But point is, we're finally starting to see other competing handhelds releasing with SteamOS for the first time. So for anyone who loves the Steam Deck experience but does not like either the hardware limitations of the deck or the battery life, you now have other options. So
actually, what I do want to add to that, though. I think it's interesting. Well, I guess it's different between like you installing it on your own, but like those of you at home, if you were so technologically inclined, you could also just install, if you feel that you have a better idea, you could just install SteamOS on whatever you want because they make it accessible.
Yeah. I think it just has a lot to do with mapping your hard, like mapping controllers was. You know what? I'm not even going to talk my ass. I don't know how hard it was, but the idea that it's seamless on a console-like experience is what's going to grab a lot of people, hopefully.
Yeah.
I
only know from experience when I swapped out the hard drive on my Steam Deck.
So this is why I added. You guys are already alluding to it, but this is why I snuck in a little like discussion point here. Is that there is so many handhelds being shown off at CES.
Yeah,
like,
it's insane.
It's kind of nuts how we're suddenly in the oops, we want a Steam Deck stage.
Yeah, we're reaching this weird spot where consoles don't have exclusive they're releasing on PC. So the more you can consoleize a PC, the more PC can capture the console market. Especially with Switch saying the difference between a handheld and a console is negligible. We're now in this weird territory where devices are like fitting multiple classifications. So as long as there's a market segment who wants a Switch-like handheld, but they want something more powerful than a Switch, but they own PC games, you've got that weird niche market that you can appeal to.
I guess to me, it's just so wild to think that like this is a big market. But I mean, you guys really enjoy your Steam Decks. That's great. Is there really going to be like that much? Like, are there that many people who are? I don't know. Whatever. I always get this stuff wrong, so I'm just going to stop. It just seems
you don't think
insane.
there's going to be a big market for it?
Is there really that much more market to capture of handhelds like this?
No, but I say no, and then I proceed to explain why the industry is big. So the idea is when you look at the actual hardware in them, a lot of these aren't super cutting edge mobile processors. They're reaching the point where it's affordable enough for them to make these, knowing that they can only really sell to a small niche market. So it's like it's a known profit. But it's only once they reach that realm where, like, if we only ship like 50,000 units, it'll be a smashing success. Once you can hit that, like level of profitability, only then is everyone starting to sell these things. Like early on, Valve admitted, like with the Steam Deck, it was very much like with early console situations like the PS2 or even the PS3, where they sell the console at a loss, knowing that they're going to make it up on game sales. But companies that don't make the sales or aren't the licensors, they can't afford to do that. So you didn't see any kind of handheld PCs until now where it's profitable to sell these things. That said, a lot of them are pretty pricey. Like some of them are pushing $1,000 for these handhelds.
I guess that's just what blows my mind is like there's so many. It's weird that we went from like, I don't know. It feels like we had this period where there was this massive lull in handhelds after the PSP, and now like the Vita failed, and now we're just roaring back into having handhelds.
It's 100% the Switch opening the door again.
Yeah.
Like even like as much as I love the 3DS, it kind of tapered off hard on the tail end of its life cycle, with pretty much like Animal Crossing and Pokemon carrying it along. And then Switch comes along and says that like there doesn't need to be a difference. Your console can go on the go.
Also, for what it is, like for things like a Steam Deck or an ROG. Well, ROGs are a little bit more like top end compared to Steam Decks. Like they're affordable. Like they're affordable too, and it's not like you have a limited library with the oh my god, with the Switch, right? It's like you're also bolstering the fact that like you have the entire your entire Switch library, and the fact that you can bring that anywhere.
No,
so
totally.
I think there's also one more angle we're not looking at this from. So we grew up in the era of gaming laptops, which is becoming a smaller market segment.
Yes.
We're finding more and more that, especially with Gen Z and younger, they're not learning on desktop computers, they're learning on tablets. So the idea of the gaming laptop is going away, but you need a gaming device that's not your phone. So these gaming handhelds are filling in the niche that used to be, I'm going to buy a gaming laptop so I can game on the go, especially now with so many PC games just having controller support because they're launching on consoles and PC at the same time.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah, there's a lot of application for it.
But none of them have the latest graphics card technology.
Dude, was that announced at CES? I just put it down here because I'm like, man, What are these 50 series cards?
I'm pretty sure it was like the big opening keynote because everyone was waiting to hear what Nvidia had to say.
That's really funny because I didn't even intend for that. I just put it on here because I thought it was amusing.
Even if it wasn't, it happened at the same time, so it's way too big
What
of
are
a
you
coincidence.
talking about?
The
Dude,
RTX 50 series.
Yeah, the RTX 50 series. Like, this shit is not gonna fit in anybody's computer.
So you say that, but I believe the standard 5070 is down from 3 slots down to 2. So
Listen to what you just said, though.
yeah, it's down from 3 slots down to 2
God.
slots.
Jesus. Like, I don't plan on buying another card for a while anyway. Like, I have a 3080 Ti, and even then, I was like, man, I need to get. I think I ended up getting a strut for it actually.
That's so
I'm
nuts.
upset that I have to get another card because I'm still rocking a 2070 not super. So it's starting to get to the point where I'm not sure if it'll run Monster Hunter Wilds. I may have to get it for PS5.
It should.
They were having problems with air quotes lower end hardware during the betas. So I gotta look again.
Lower end hardware.
Dude, 2070 is now like I think the 20 series is still a majority of people in the last Steam survey, but like it's starting to fall off.
I still think that's crazy considering like modern console hardwares, like modern console games can run with a 20 series card for sure.
Now hold on, I'm curious about this. When did the 20 series release?
Back in early
2018.
20s.
So it predates the PS5, right? How old is this console already? It feels like just yesterday and it still has no games. Yeah, so this card is 2 years old in the PS5. Yeah, because they went. All right, never mind.
Wait,
long story short, here
I'm
I'm interested in the 5070, not the 5090, because they originally put out performance numbers saying that the 5070 was on par with the 4090, which seems absurd because I think the 5070 is only like $600 or something.
Nah, something, yeah.
I know. I say only
I told you, I'll
for a
sell you
graphics
my
card.
3070, dude.
Honestly, if I need the gas, I'm probably just gonna go looking at you first.
Just buy it from me.
Yeah, I should.
Just
Wow.
get it.
Yeah, I should.
Peer pressure.
Peer pressure.
Well, because then I could put this 2070 in the computer that's hooked up to my TV because I don't remember what's in that one, but it's definitely not that good.
What's in your wallet?
Yeah, what's in my PC? What's in your Dell? Your Dell Pro Max. Anyway, but they're getting flack because the 5070 to 4090 comparisons are completely disingenuous and there's no way they actually line up in any meaningful way. So a lot of people are going to buy a 5070, think they're getting a steal, and just find out, oh no, you just bought the entry level 50 series card. Sucks to be you, if that's really a thing that sucks to be. But whatever.
I just don't understand buying this new, unless like you're.
There isn't. Honestly, there's absolutely no reason.
So I'll word it this way: if you have a 1080p display, there is no fucking reason to buy any of these cards. I am looking at getting different monitors because I'm still rocking not even 1080p monitors. I think these are 720p, but they were like high refresh rate when I thought I was going to get Counter-Strike Pro. And now I'm not, and I'd like my games to look pretty again. So I might need a better card just to run games at a higher resolution, in which case I should consider a card. But if you're rocking a 1080p monitor, you don't need over a 30 series.
Yeah. It's actually really funny. Since I got my 1080 Ti, I was like, I kind of want something better.
For real, take advantage of it.
Like, now I can actually run things in RTX. Like, I was like, man, I just beat Cyberpunk like a year ago again. I think I checked the game time. I was like, oh, I beat Phantom Liberty like a year ago. But I kind of want to run it with like ray tracing on.
So this kind of kills me a little bit because I remember we talked about this during year one of the podcast. So I remember being at my parents' house installing the card. But part of the reasons I got the 2070 at launch was because it has RTX. It's an air quotes future-proofed card I'll be able to use in the future. I haven't played a single RTX supported game since I bought this graphics card.
Dang, seriously? Not one?
I don't think so. Is there an easy way to search my Steam library for RTX?
I'm about to check your Steam library. Hold up.
Oh no, you're gonna see all the
About
games
to
that I own but
check.
haven't played.
Oh no.
Ooh, I was about to say, like, it's not like
Oh, never mind. I played Minecraft.
Everybody's playing Minecraft.
I didn't play Witcher 3. No, a lot of the games that are RTX supported, I played on PS5 instead.
See, that was a mistake.
Yeah. All right.
I mean,
So
we
this
can keep
is,
going.
This is
I'm
a,
just
this is a first
gonna.
problem. All right. Yeah. So let's move on. Last but not least, Sony had their opening conference where they showed off all the media franchises they own. They confirmed the Demon Slayer movie that we knew was coming out in 2025 is going to come out in 2025. They confirmed that.
Wait, did you say Demon Slayer movie?
Yeah, the Demon Slayer movie.
Yeah,
the
wasn't on the
Infinite
list, so.
Infinite Castle, whatever the fuck it's called. They confirmed that Solo Leveling Arise, the show that started airing 2 weeks ago, was going to start airing 2 weeks ago. And then, surprise, they announced a Helldivers 2 movie.
Donk
And
9800. Sorry, that's just hilarious.
wait, what?
No, I'm going through all your games. I just see Stonks 9800, and I remember.
Oh yeah,
that
yeah,
game.
yeah.
Oh, I gotta play it again. They put out a lot of content updates for it, so I gotta see if it's any different. But that game was a vibe. Anyway, Helldivers 2 movie. So I loved watching the announcement because it was very much only the press was there and none of them are gamers. So they was the lightest applause possible when they announced they're making Starship Troopers 2. So we'll get that movie at some
Thank you
point.
for making the joke because it was right there and someone had to make it on the podcast for us to legally produce this episode.
Yeah, for real. But that was all the fun stuff from CES. There were a lot of other random there was a lot of like AI powered robots walking around your home shit, but that's never seen the light of day and no one in their right mind is purchasing this stuff. It was very much all
but
tech
investors go, ooh,
Ooh, did you say AI?
I can't not make the joke. It's Tyler, I don't know about you. It physically is impossible for me to
It's
not
impossible.
make
No,
that
every
joke.
time AI comes up. Actually, it's funny. We were talking. I had a meeting today. Like our account manager for Microsoft came over to the office today and was like talking about AI, and they were like, "It's AI," and I'm like, "AI."
What's the?
I wanted to say it, but I couldn't.
I know it's
physically
so
say
hard
it.
not to. It's so hard not to.
Yeah.
What's the A stand
for? God, we should.
Freeman, we gotta get back on showing you Red
yeah.
versus Blue.
Yeah, I gotta watch some more of it.
That is
I think I just need to
like season 2
I think
and 3 here.
if I'm gonna watch more, I just gotta rewatch from the beginning again, just as a refresher.
We just did that like in the last year.
Yeah.
We did not do it in the last year. It's been like at least 3 years since we rewatched.
No way.
It was not in 2024.
Was it?
And I
not?
doubt it was in 2023.
Oh my! Hold on. Didn't we watch it on my YouTube? Let me check my YouTube history.
Anyway, while that's happening,
don't get any more. Don't get 50 series cards.
Don't buy 50 series cards. Don't buy AI robot girlfriends. Don't look at any stuff at CES. Just buy the Lenovo Legion Go to install SteamOS on it or whatever.
Back.
So that you don't have to buy a Switch too.
Hold on, real quick tangent on something that Microsoft didn't pitch to us, but we like briefly talked about it. Are you guys aware of Microsoft Recall?
No.
Yes, I remember this.
Yeah, it's a brand. It's like pretty newish, where it's a service, Tim, where like on Windows 11, if you like, basically it actively takes screenshots of the things that you're doing, and you could search for things that you've done on your computer, and it will pull them up.
So if you say something like, "Oh, what was that recipe I was looking at yesterday?" I'd be like, "Oh, let me review your activity from yesterday and figure out what you were doing." And I remember it first got announced, everyone's like, "Great, my OS is like confirmed spying with now taking screenshots."
Yep.
I hate it so much. And they try playing it off. They're like, "Oh, because everybody already like does stuff in the chat GPT." I'm like, dude, nah, man. Like this is not. I don't like this. Like, I don't know if you guys have did you? I know you haven't, Tim, probably. But have you guys started your Windows 11 migration yet at all?
I went through the process of turning on the settings on the motherboard for my TV computer to make sure it would be compatible. But there's a bug in the Microsoft analysis tool that tells if you're compatible or not that can't detect it on older motherboards, even if they are enabled.
Oh,
so according to Microsoft, I can't upgrade to 11, even though I have the correct hardware for it. So I'm going to have to brute force it and install it anyway.
Yes. Yeah, I'm going through a similar thing. No, it's just like installs Copilot on everything. Actually, yeah, I think it installed Copilot on like a more recent update of Windows 10.
Wait, sorry,
Yeah.
I only understand the context because I have it as a Visual Studio plugin that I use for
Yes.
work. How do you use Copilot in the non-technical sense? Is it just like another Cortana?
But yeah, they got rid of Cortana for Copilot.
Oh, okay. So
I
it's the same thing.
actually just got at work. I have the Copilot for work, like integrated things. So now if I open like PowerPoint or Word, I can just type in those.
Oh
programs
yeah.
And be like, hey, do a presentation to make a business case for this thing.
Dude,
and it's like, okay.
It's cool until you think about like data loss prevention, and then it becomes scary again.
What do you mean?
So think about it, Tim.
How many I'm not going to go into details, right? But imagine, right, you have a client. How safe exactly is that information?
Well, I mean, we don't get any client data and use it in Copilot.
All right, are you sure everybody else is following the same thing?
I don't give a shit what else they're doing.
Are you sure?
Yeah, this is a huge this one's a huge controversy in my company because the head of our tech department is like, we absolutely have to, no excuses, use AI this year. So we started looking into more and more tools that can help improve our code. But then compliance came and said, you can't use an AI tool that's allowed to look at our code. It can't see anything you work with.
Oh,
and
really?
I heard that, I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, replace the word AI with a room full of smart people. And you just told me you want me to use a room full of smart people to improve our code, but they can't look at the code. That's what they effectively told us.
Yeah.
And
well, the thing is, because there's no I get what they're saying.
Oh, I know why they're saying it. We don't want other companies to be able to utilize our code if it's now being filtered into Copilot.
Yeah, it's a huge liability just because we don't really know exactly. Especially them, they're saying oh, this stuff stores in the cloud, but so technically, right? Because they are also coming out with a lot of these computers. Some new computers are being released with Snapdragon CPUs, which is supposed to be it's supposed to assist with Copilot, local Copilot on computers. And everything is supposed to be saved locally, to the hard drive.
Lamau.
Yeah,
and I'm just man, I don't
so
know if I
space.
trust that. You know why I don't trust that? Because how come I all of a sudden have a personal OneDrive account when I never signed up for OneDrive?
Oh, we went through this last time we recorded, where Microsoft defaulted one of my computers to try to upload everything it possibly could to OneDrive, and OneDrive was so full that I couldn't open the show notes anymore. And I did not opt in, and I had to uninstall the app that Microsoft that on Windows does not acknowledge that it's installed, but you can still uninstall it. So yeah, like Tyler said, huge data compliance issue because anyone who doesn't know what they're doing is going to accidentally give all their data to one of these data repositories.
Yeah, I just don't like it. I don't like Skynet. Skynet's terrible. We need to bring it down.
Now I'm just imagining Clippy but with the Terminator eyes.
Basically. Clippy's back for if they revive Clippy, if it turns out everything was Clippy, man.
The giant paperclip in the sky is gonna watch.
Giant paperclip. I'm waiting for I'll be John Connor.
John Connor, it looks like you're trying to format an email.
Yep.
Anyway, but
the only way to take out Clippy is with guns.
With a real Clippy.
The real Clippy.
Anyway, speaking of Judgment Day.
Tranquilizer gun.
Speaking of Judgment Day, we are 5 days out until the end of TikTok in the United States.
Oh boy.
And shit's getting goofy. I believe of TikTok that aren't technically banned yet, but they legally would be at the same time that TikTok is. Everyone is doing everything in their power to get onto platforms that aren't owned by Mark Zuckerberg, and it's hilarious.
God, it just all sucks.
Yeah.
It all is just terrible.
As someone who uses TikTok semi-regularly, I've just gone through and every creator that I actually follow and enjoy their content for, I just go to their page, click on their Instagram, and follow there. TikTok is an advertising tool to get you onto other social media platforms. So I've already gone and track down most of the people I want to. It's gonna suck to lose all of these crazy memes that I can only show you guys in person because you don't open TikToks I send you.
Hey.
But
Looks like
it is
you
what
were
it is.
right all along.
I have some of my other friends. They say they have like 1,000 recipes they've seen saved and they don't know what to do. And I'm just like, why were you using TikTok for recipes?
Do
Like,
you
so
be
many-
surprised how many people do that?
Like this was the app where they would search for just anything. I couldn't believe how much people were using this app for
Dude,
more than just looking at funny videos.
They use it for everything. You know, people just use it for a shop too,
Yeah,
right?
I was gonna say, Freeman,
Yes.
the guy I watch who does finance stuff, the amount of people on there who are like, oh yeah, I like TikTok shop is like half their shopping.
So I've joked on before. I love these retro handheld emulators, and a majority. I only know like 3 of the people who own them, and all 3 of them bought completely random ones off of TikTok.
Yeah, I find that kind of suspect and crazy, but hey, man.
Look,
But
once
for
you're on,
them,
once
it was
you're
easy.
on a Chinese conspiracy app, it's easy to just be buying Chinese products. That's the way it works.
True.
That's why they're shutting it down.
True. I do find it interesting that the United States government bans that, but they don't go after other sources.
Well, I mean, if I remember correctly, it's purely just that the data itself is owned by a non-U.S. entity, and that's their problem.
Yeah, but there's so many other things out there that are. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, for example, you're telling me that oh my god, Marvel Rivals. NetEase. You're telling me NetEase doesn't
yeah.
own all that data, please.
Yeah.
What about Temu?
I mean,
God, Temu.
I wonder how it works because like I play Guild Wars 2. It's run by an American company, ArenaNet, who's owned by a Korean company. Who owns my chat logs?
Yeah, but that's all. Yeah, who like?
Like I don't. It's vague. 'Cause I
Like-
don't know because like the thing is like TikTok's American branch was an American-based company that paid American taxes, but it was owned by a Chinese company. But I wonder if it was purely just because of like couldn't have just been because the data makes its way to China. It's a problem.
But all of it makes its way to China at some point.
Let's be real here. The internet goes
We are
past
all
international
connected
boundaries.
by the transatlantic cable and satellites.
We are. In fact,
We all live in the Matrix.
it's this internet that allows us to enjoy cartoons from overseas, such as the Weeb shit. Sorry, I don't know why it took me so long to get the soundboard open. I had to delay that one. But yeah, let's quit talking about TikTok. Let's just blitz through some Weeb shit. So a lot of this is now old news because Jump Fiesta happened like right before Christmas. We haven't recorded since then. Tim, do you want to handle some of these, and then I'll
Sure,
handle
just
some of these?
blitz.
All right, go for it.
First half of the My Hero season's coming back in the fall. I'm actually excited for this. My Hero was into pretty strong last.
This is the final season.
Final season, part 1. Part 1.
There are not a lot of chapters left to adapt, and
Gonna
it's been over
milk it.
for a while.
Gonna milk it. This says next year because I wrote this last year, but 2025 we're gonna finally get more Chainsaw Man. We're gonna get the movie of the next arc. Definitely gonna go see this in
Like
theaters.
the Reze arc
I
or
don't
something.
want any more dang movies.
All right, Tyler.
Just give
I'm
me
fine.
my anime.
I'm fine
You're
with
not gonna
canon
watch it
movies.
anyway.
What do you mean?
I'm
How
fi-
do you know?
Because
How do
we're
you
talking
know?
about Tyler.
I'm fine with canon story movies. They just
No,
need to
I have
release them
been
at a
watching
regular
anime,
tempo.
actually, believe it or not.
not.
That's fine. I just can't tell you what I'm watching because I said it was going to be a surprise.
Okay.
Are you talking about it tonight, or are you like in the process
No,
of
I'm
finishing?
still. I'm going to be real with you. I don't think I'm going to finish this until next year. The person
Dang,
I'm
he's watching One Piece.
The person I'm watching this, it is not One Piece.
All right,
Man.
it could be anything.
Oh, that
Like,
gives you pause, doesn't it?
it could be anything.
Tyler Freeman. Maybe he's following Val's example and catching up on Blech.
No, I am.
Aw, man.
I would. If you guys guess it right, I will tell you. But I'll tell you right now, you're not going to guess it.
Well, then I'm not going to guess. 'cause
Is
I'm
it a
gonna talk about-
52 episode show?
No,
All right,
It's got to be more than that.
that would narrow it down significantly, wouldn't
it
it?
would, yeah.
You know what?
So
That being
that's kind
said,
of rare. But
I
it would have been
do-
like, you're watching Gundam Seed or something goofy like that.
But
All right,
yeah,
don't
no,
tell us. We'll figure it out if we keep asking questions.
Yeah, no, you won't. I don't believe you will.
I don't want to keep guessing. I want to blitz through because you guys told me to blitz through this.
Yeah, all right.
See,
let's
this is
go.
a fun game because I hear in Freeman's voice that
You hear
he
that-
thinks that he can get it.
I am. I'm thinking through like what could
Yeah,
it possibly
I
be?
know him. I know him. I know him enough that he thinks he can get it, and I know for a fact he ain't gonna get it.
Is it a show that I haven't seen? That you think I haven't seen?
Definitely, it's a show that none of you have seen.
All right, cool. I'm done guessing then. I'm good.
Okay.
You've gotten rid of the tick.
Speaking of My Hero being over, just kidding. After My Hero ends, we're gonna get the My Hero Vigilante show,
Which is based on a successful manga that takes place it's another kid. He has a quirk. He wants to be a hero, but it's like during the time where All Might is still an active hero.
Yeah, it's like earlier in the timeline, right?
I think it's like a year before Hero Academia happens. But it's also like a short manga spinoff. So this may end up being like...
Yeah, they're just going to do this, and this will buy time for them to make the sequel to My Hero, where they start animating that in a couple of years. So it's like they keep the money flowing.
So I've seen this before. It's called Sword Art Online Alternative Gun Gale Online.
Yeah, but that added guns. This can't add guns.
Yeah, no.
We're gonna get more spy. This is also bleeding into the 2025 upcoming stuff, but that's fine. We're also gonna get more Spy Family in October, which
we still don't have the movie.
Still can't watch the movie. Frankly, I'm kind of falling out of love of Spy Family. Like I'm forgetting Spy Family as time goes on, so they better bring it back before too long.
Am I going crazy? The movie came out in 2023.
Oh yeah, 2023 winter. 2023 winter. You ain't wrong. You ain't wrong about nothing because we had the season after that. We had the boat.
Hold on.
Had the boat season.
I'm misspeaking. The movie is on Crunchyroll currently. It came out in September.
Oh well, why bother watching it?
All right, so I got to figure out what I'm going to sit down for. Not including credits, an hour and 40 minutes. I don't know if I want to watch this.
All right, Freeman, I'm going to skip your thing so you can end on the
sure.
the angry note and lead us into watched and played. Dandadan, anime of the year for me, is getting another season in 2025. Thank God.
I think they confirmed June, midway through the year.
Back win. Let's go, baby. This is mostly for Val, but Ascendance of the Bookworm is finally coming back after has it been almost 3 years?
It's not. It hasn't been 3 years. I want to say it was it 2023 it came out?
It's at least 2 years.
I remember after the last season, everyone's like, all right, it's going to be a while. There's not a lot of books. Even though I'm fairly certain this book has the time skip in it.
Well,
so
2026, Ascendance of a Bookworm. Pretty excited.
Fuck, it ended June 2022.
Yeah,
so 3 years.
Yeah. 2.5. Kaiju number 8's coming back. Okay. Someday we're gonna get a Jujutsu Kaisen movie. Okay.
Their inability to commit to dates here is kind of annoying.
I'm not gonna lie.
I'm gonna say this, even though I'm probably never gonna do it. But this inconsistent anime, why I think I don't watch anime as much as I want to, is because I'm tired of this shit coming out, and I'm honestly thinking that the wait is actually doing its job better than the anime at making me want to read the manga.
I was gonna say I actually had a conversation with Leslie about this the other day about how American live action shows that have no basis for anything, they just come out every couple seasons pretty regularly. It's the stuff that's based on manga that's what actually takes forever because the mangaka goes on a break or a health leave and it's just over for a while.
So Shonen Jump is aware of this, and it's kind of why they're waiting a little bit to do the anime for, was it Kagurabachi? The big new hype one, because they don't want a scenario
where they do the anime and then have to wait 3 years for more.
Yeah, like a Blue Exorcist, where it was they waited 7 years for the second season, and everyone's like, we just don't give a shit anymore.
Yeah, well, see, here's the thing though. Some shows transcend that. Like the new Frieren season, which is probably next year, sadly. Or the new Vinland season if we ever get one, or any of those. That's
but Vinland though, there's so much content in Vinland that they could make a lot off of what was already written.
So we actually have a bigger problem. There's a lot of Vinland. There's a whole the whole next arc is ready to go. The problem is the whole studio's not ready to go.
Yes.
I'm sure everyone here is aware.
That's
Like
mostly the issue, honestly.
Mappa got absolutely shit on over Jujutsu last year, and they've acknowledged it and cut the production schedule. That's why the Jujutsu movie doesn't have a date. That's why the show, what you're about to talk about after this, is 2026. Because Mappa is just, they are booked and they don't know how to expand, and they have to get smaller after buying every property in existence.
Hell's Paradise coming a year from now.
Yeah, like, and that's
I would
the same, like-
sacrifice Hell's Paradise for anything else. Honestly, like Hell's Paradise.
Are you
was
serious?
fine.
Are you serious?
Hell's Paradise is the one that needs the season 2 the most to like
Yes.
get good.
Yeah, I don't.
Honestly,
yeah,
Hell's
and I'd rather
Paradise
see
is
something
better
that
than
is
most
good.
of this shit, honestly.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm just talking about in terms of what Mappa has. I'm not talking about in terms of everything. Like, yeah, I can't
Oh, yeah, I
sacrifice
guess that makes
Kaiju number 8 to get more Frieren or Vinland Saga. Like, yeah, I can't do
I
that.
happily
trade.
would if I could.
I would throw Tyler. I would throw Kaiju number 8 over Hell's Paradise, sure, but that's not the same studio.
True. Yeah, I guess you're
I have to.
not
I would throw the Jujutsu movie away.
I was talking about, like, in general, though. Like,
sure,
but, like,
Hell's
'cause I
Paradise
feel
is
like that's
interesting.
always been... Well, no, that's always been a thing, I think, though. Like, there's... I mean, not always. Sorry. Let me rephrase that. That hasn't always been a thing. But I feel like that has been a trend where it's like Attack on Titan was done for years. But that was also Mappa.
Yeah, I was gonna say they switched to Mappa.
That was
They
was a-
switched to
yeah.
Mappa, yeah. But there's a few of it. Like, there's a few though. There's a few out there that
It's-
like it just doesn't make any sense.
We're finding out the production pipeline is a lot longer than people think. Like Jujutsu, at this point, Jujutsu's ended 3 months ago, I think. Remembering the timeline right.
See, but I'm the kind of person where I'm not
We're
in
not-
a rush. So I would rather just get an announcement. Like, I don't care if Mappa has to say we're gonna come out with it in 2 years, but I would want someone to at least.
I do, 'cause
confirm
I
they're gonna work
forget.
on it. No, it's like
I
that's
forget.
why it's like a happy surprise when it comes back. If they were like, "Hey guys, 2026 fall season,
Also,
Vinland Saga season 3," I'd be like, "Thank God it's
Also-
confirmed."
accessibility changes, I feel, sometimes.
What do you mean?
like
Yeah,
Made in
elaborate.
Abyss, perfect example. Like, it came
Oh.
out on fucking Amazon,
Oh,
and now
man.
I can't watch it. Like, what is it on
Oh.
now?
Oh, absolutely. It's well, I mean, it was on High Dive. Now I don't know who has the rights to it anymore.
Yeah, that shit happens all the time too. This is
Because
why
now
anime
High Dive, like I didn't put it on the Weeb shit. High Dive is losing rights to shows that they aired less than a year ago, and the current rights holder is no one, because it's defaulting to Disney, and Disney is not releasing them outside of Japan,
Amazing.
which is another bigger issue that Disney is owning more and more anime, but they don't use Disney Plus for anime, and they're not putting shit on Hulu.
Oh,
in
you
the
know,
works.
that is really
Mega
funny you
annoying.
mentioned that, because they advertised, like, on my TV. They had an advert for an anime on Disney Plus, and I was like, what? And oh man, now I have to check. Hold on. I mean, I'm gonna
Yeah.
do this live because I'm like, can I watch anime now? Do I have access to
It's
anime?
like limited shows on Disney Plus, but like outside of the US, they put all of their shit, like all of their streaming content is on Disney Plus, and then the US they're like, I'll use Hulu instead. Even though Hulu has the objectively worst subtitle engine.
Yes. Oh my god, it's terrible. I remember trying to watch One Punch Man on it,
Oh God.
and I was like, I can't watch this. This is terrible.
Yeah. All right, sorry. Let's close out the weeb shit, and then we'll
Yeah,
get back to complaining
Dress
more
Up
about
Darling is coming
accessibility.
back this year. Freeman's favorite
Let's go.
cosplay show.
I'm so excited. More cosplay waifus.
But here's the big one. Go ahead, Freeman.
MF Ghost, the sequel to Initial D.
Can't
Season
lay my
2
love.
Season 2 just finished airing. I was so ready to complain about it the last time we recorded, and then I realized there were still 2 more episodes to the season. I had to watch them. It ended the same way Season 1 did, in the middle of the start of a race. And then they dropped the coming back confirmed for another season, only for the manga to announce like last week that like, yeah, surprise, surprise, the manga's ending. But I'm gonna complain here, because I remember after Season 1, Tyler, you and I both watched Season 1 of MF Ghost. And we were both not particularly feeling it. Races were kind of dog shit, and the teen romance subplot was boring as fuck.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
right.
Of course, and it got worse. It just got worse.
Narrator,
So-
it got worse.
I'm like after watching 12 more episodes, this was my giving it the benefit of the doubt season, and they straight up didn't do better. They still continued to play Eurobeat for 3 seconds before being like, yo, dim that audio. I want to hear the worst fucking racing announcer in the world deliver 99% of this show's dialogue. And all this dude does is scream in the most annoying voice about how people who aren't the protagonist are just driving in a straight line. Like it's the races are uninteresting because there's so many people that you do not care about. And then when you finally get to the protagonist, he only had one race where he truly performed. The rest, it's like, can he clinch 9th place? Because he's racing against fucking Lamborghinis in an underpowered Toyota 86.
Oh my god.
Like, the show doesn't capture what made Initial D good in the slightest. But they keep every
you answered my question though.
But like every
My original
opportunity
question.
they have, they're like, "Oh, but he was trained by the legendary Takumi Fujiwara. Let's cut to a shot of the 86 drifting for a second." And then they introduce his rival this season, who hasn't done anything. He like meets the rival 3 episodes from the ending, and then they start the race where he's gonna face the rival. Except he's fucking handicapped because of this dumb. I jumped in front of a train to save my not girlfriend plotline, which was so contrived. Anyway, point is, the rival, who's not his rival, don't have any rivalry other than the fact that he was trained by the protagonist and the other dude was trained by Keisuke Takahashi, the rival in Initial D. It's literally Boruto. It's Boruto and Sasuke's daughter Sarada, and how both of them are nowhere near as good as their parents, but we gotta watch them face off because it's Boruto. Like, it's I dropped Boruto for less. And I'm fed up. The Eurobeat isn't saving it.
This is terrible. You know what is so you answered a question that I had, because I had a prediction. Right? Because on top of like talking about like, oh, this underpowered 86 is going up against Lambos, right? And I was talking to my friend who also is really big into cars, and we go to Formula Drift like, well, I haven't gone in a while, but he goes to Formula Drift every year, right?
Yeah.
And one of the biggest competitors right now, and this was a big deal, right? Is because Toyota's sponsoring this. We're like, I bet you anything that the new Supra is going to make an appearance. I am super shocked it hasn't yet.
In MF Ghost?
In MF Ghost.
I'm pretty sure it did this season.
It did?
Let me double check, because I'm pretty sure the rival drives the. Hold on.
Oh, if the rival drives the Supra?
Yes. The rival who trained by Keisuke Takahashi is driving a yellow Toyota GR Supra.
That's hilarious. Dude, it's unfortunate because, man, that GR86 would get fucking smoked. Like, the GR86 is solid, but that Supra, like, the Supra would. Oh, God. So that just makes it even worse.
Like, the one race where he actually competes and comes in like third, the whole gimmick is that it's fucking downpouring the entire time, and they're racing next to an active volcano, so there's just like mushy ash on the course. So everyone else is driving carefully, and the main character's like, his gimmick is he's got a photographic memory, so he doesn't need to see shit, and he's good at drifting. So his car is equipped to go fast on this particular course where no one's wheels are gripping the road at all. So he had his gimmick race where he performs well, and then he immediately damages his elbow jumping in front of a train before this race. And the whole gimmick holding him back is because he can't move his arm, he's stuck only using gears 1 and 3. He can't downshift. He can't shift to 2 because it involves pulling back with his elbow. And that's how they handicapped him for this race. Beyond just his car.
Hate it here.
If this is like, the author's like, how do I imitate the duct tape death match from season 1 of Initial D? And he's like, I can't. I'm just gonna break his elbow.
That was so cool. The duct tape death match was incredible.
I know. Like, you see little
and
bits.
They dare
like,
insult it by giving us this garbage.
Like, you see bits where like, oh yeah, the author is still definitely actually trying to come up with something, but he's written himself into a corner. Like the whole idea about these like racing on the mountainside at night where like it's technically against the law. You can throw any wrench you want in any of these plants, but like you're on a racetrack where it's shut down and everyone has a drone with them on camera. Like, it's the most like sterile race environment humanly possible. There's not a lot of room to work with here that's really exciting. and it blows.
I'm disgusted.
That said, I'm definitely watching season 3.
Oh my
As much as I hate
god,
this,
dude.
I need to complain about it because the thing is, at the end of the day, they did the Initial D Legends movies and they bombed them. But what they learned from those movies is how to animate Initial D, and the animation for MF Ghost while they're racing is great. So I don't want them to lose hope. I really want them to just be like, okay, we learned our lesson. Let's just redo Initial D and just reanimate.
Where's the clown makeup for you? I'm about to
I
put
know,
it
right?
on.
I know, right?
Because you know what? This conversation sounds very similar, except I was parroting the same thing that you were saying.
Yeah.
And then I waited until you watched it, and I'm like, yep, nope. They clearly didn't learn shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm
but it's
good.
not-
This was
it's
straight
not-
drop for me.
But it's not unentertaining.
But see, they don't even do the things that I watched the show for, though.
You know what? You're right.
Well,
I haven't had a
like,
single
there's-
moment like in Initial D. Like I'll quote during 4th stage where he does the turning off the headlights trick. That was like the most hype I've ever been watching the franchise, and we have yet to have a single moment that even is reminiscent of it in the
Yeah.
series.
And and you know what? There might as well be no Eurobeat.
Yeah, because they keep cutting away and talking over it.
Yeah. Useless.
They got better with it this season for like letting it play out during a bit of the race before they cut away from it. But like I realized going back, I watched a couple clips of my favorite scenes from 4th stage. They actually used to do this a lot where like he would hit a cool drift, they'd play the Eurobeat, and then immediately it cuts back to what's his name?
In the
Not Keisuke, the
Sylvia.
other brother. Yeah, him just like on the side.
Ryusuke.
Like him not actually
Yeah.
watching the race, but describing what he thinks Takumi's going to do during the race. Like
Yeah.
they actually did this a lot during 4th stage, so I can't fault MF Ghost 100% for it because as 4th stage went on, they started doing this more and more.
Nah, I'm still gonna blame them. They know exactly what the fuck we tune in for. They know. The
Yeah.
worst part is, like, the worst part is they know.
They literally dangle it in front of our face, and I think that honestly is what bugs me every time. Does that make sense?
Yeah, like we get 45 seconds of one song. Like you watch old Initial D, there were 3 full-length Eurobeat songs per episode in stage 1.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, all right, so here's the other thing, right? Yes, I was talking about Eurobeat, but I was mainly talking about MF Ghost as a show, right? Like, how many times have we talked about in that first season of MF Ghost where we're at the end and it's like, oh, hey, are they about to do an illegal street race here? That would be incredible. And they set it up. But they set it up, right? It might as well have been an alley-oop, and they said, nah, just kidding, fam. We don't do that kind of stuff here. That's illegal.
Yeah. It hurts because like so in Initial D, like you could feel how mad everyone like they pull up to race someone and it's just like you can tell that even though they respect you as a racer, they fucking hate your guts for being on their territory. Like there was that actual antagonism between the main characters and the rivals. In this show, the second they get out of their cars, everyone's fucking best friends.
Yeah.
Like because they're trying to mimic how it is in like F1, where none of the racers actually hate each other. They're all very professional about it. But it's like that's not what I'm here for.
Not what I'm here. I'm here for the intense rivalry. I'm here for like some dirtbagness here and there, like I don't know, which they could easily put in. But like, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like this show is a bunch of like they're trying to play it way too safe,
It's too
which
sterile.
is weird because like they do things insinuating like, oh yeah, we know you guys will love this, but nah, we're not though.
All right. I'm done complaining. I feel like I can just go on and on about how MF Ghost is just
that was a
in air quotes, ghost of its former self.
Ha 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 ha.
All right. That's it for the Weeb shit. Let's go back to talking about anime we finished that was good. So last time we recorded, in a very controversial hot take, I refused to give Dan to Dan Anime of the Year because it hadn't finished airing.
You did.
And since then, it's finished airing.
You did.
All I can say is I'm glad that within a week they confirmed the second half because the final episode aired with no to be continued.
Yep.
It just ended middle of an arc.
Yep.
So thank God we didn't see it until like a day or two after when they'd already confirmed it was coming back.
I think it was
But-
even day of, so we probably would have been fine. But yes, it did reduce the sting to see the final episode be like, ooh, this is definitely leading to next season.
I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
think it ended that. Like where it ended, if it ended somewhere like that, I think it was fine.
I mean, the last
well,
scene is
Freeman
what?
strongly disagrees, Tyler, because we had this
That's
exact
okay.
conversation before the episode came out, and Freeman was already telling me I was wrong.
I thought it was too incomplete to give it a 10. Maybe I'll reevaluate it with once part 2 airs
There it is.
in the context together. I'd say whether 1 was a perfect setup for 2, and then I'll upgrade it from a 9 to a 10. But in isolation, I can't give part 1 a 10.
That's okay.
But I'm willing to change.
I accept how people score things. It's fine.
Sure. I would agree.
As long as I don't hear some fucking dumbass shit saying,
I accept
Was it
what people
the
say,
Amazon
except...
animated movie for Lord of the Rings is better than the actual movies? All right, I don't want to hear that
Have you
ever
heard that?
again.
Wait, why? It was. I'm joking.
Have you
Please
heard
don't
that,
kill me.
Tyler?
Wait, there we go. Now we can continue on with the podcast.
For those who...
Why are you back?
I thought Discord crashed because of the double sound I got there.
It should for you. For even joking that if Val doesn't kill you on site next hangout,
That
I'd be
was
shocked.
funny. I can
So
play her the
yeah,
clip.
I'm not even gonna make the argument. That said, I do want to see that movie, even though I'm well aware that it's apparently not great.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
curious. That's honestly it for me. I'm curious.
for everybody at home, I kicked Freeman from the Discord.
That was really funny.
It was.
I was just like, wait, why did I disconnect? And I see myself kicked to the AFK channel. And I just started laughing.
Yeah, what's the shape of Italy, bro? Fucking boot.
Yeah, no, keep going, Freeman. You got
Oh, yeah,
another
but-
10 that maybe we
Yeah,
can,
so this one I
walk
actually
through.
did give a 10. So on the topic of shows with poor accessibility, so Summertime Render, this one aired, I believe it was summertime 2023 it was coming
Yes.
out.
It was
And this one
not
was stuck
last
in
year.
Disney. This was early Disney Plus licensing anime, and they just straight up didn't fucking release it in the United States until it ended. So this lost a lot of hype. I didn't watch it because it was on Hulu. And it wasn't until last year when I was kind of stuck at home with nothing to do because my arm was in a sling that I picked up Summertime Render and then slowballed watching the show because I very much...
Slow
I watched like an episode every other
balled.
week. It took me nearly a year to complete it. Even though I watched like the last 10 episodes, 1 episode a day for 10 days. This show was very good. I love the mystery. It combined two shows I love. ReZero with the time looping, and then Higurashi, the concept of this like death loop mystery where almost no one knows what's going on between each loop versus the ReZero, one guy knows what's going on between each loop. And it solved a lot of the problems that I've had with these mystery looping shows. And then I was telling Tim about this on Sunday, but like I was enamored with the idea that it had a conclusive ending, and they gave us even the post-story conclusion epilogue that made it so no one can say I want more of this. We got everything in the ending. So 26 episodes, good animation, great mystery. It did time looping correct. It fixed a lot of the problems I'm not saying I had with ReZero Season 1, but a lot of the problems I had with ReZero Season 2 and how it handled once we get too deep in a loop and info has been revealed, how do we loop again while telling a meaningful story? It solved a lot of these problems, all while minimizing the anime bullshit. There was a couple little fan service bits here and there that make it hard to recommend, but overall, Summertime Render was great. My only real criticism of it is like the final boss fight. It runs on for like 6 episodes, and it really didn't need to go longer than 4.
No.
So that was my big complaint about it. But outside of that, like the way they beat him, I'm perfectly fine with it. Like this isn't forget it. I'm gonna just drop that train of thought. I gave this a 10. I was hesitant. I almost gave it a 9, but I realized this is the complete package, and there hasn't been a lot of anime where it's like this, where I don't have to sit and be like, oh, don't worry, we'll get a continuation in 3 years if we're lucky. Like, I'm glad this was a full and complete adaptation. They didn't do this till it was almost over. So, 10 out of 10 for me. And then I have to double check what I gave the one I'm about to talk about next. But I need something to watch between seasons, so I watched all of
wait.
Lycra's What?
No, go. You can in a sec. We have breaking news.
Oh, so I
Meta-
watched.
No, I'm serious. We have breaking news.
Oh, go ahead.
And this is relevant for you guys because of IT. Meta has just announced they are laying off 5% of their U.S. workforce, which is 3,600 IT people.
Damn.
Oh boy, not a good time to go looking for a job because now
Nope.
you're going to compete with 5% of Meta's workforce.
That's why I brought it up.
Damn.
Anyway, keep
Well,
going.
Anyway, show
This is
that
a good show though.
I didn't give this a 10. I was between an 8 and a 9 on it. I had settled on an 8, but I watched all of Lycris Recoil. I believe, Tyler, I think you and me had watched episode 1 together, and both of us were like, this is kind of goofy. Well, let's sit this
We
out.
all did.
Was it the three of us watched
Yeah, it
it
was
together?
all of us did, and then I'm the only one who later, like months later, picked it up and watched it.
Gotcha. Anyway, but for the listeners at home, short version is Japan's a peaceful country only because there's an elite fighting force of high school girls with guns who, keep terrorists in line.
Listen, all I'm saying is if that was marketing for the SDF right next to Gate, sign me up. Sign me up.
For
fam.
real. This is very much, it was an anime original concept. It's A1 picture, so it's beautiful. It's one of those worlds where it really asks you to not think too much about it, because the longer you think about it, the less sense it makes, which is fine. You just have to accept it. There's high school girls with guns keeping the peace. In that context, this was a fun, cute girls doing cute things-esque show that had a cool action plotline to it. Animation was great. I understand why Chisato was up for Best Girl pretty far into the brackets last year. She is probably one of the, best female protagonists in a cute girls doing cute things-esque show I've seen in a long time. She's not just bubbly for a reason. She has an actual good story as to why she is the way she is.
Mm-hmm.
And the way that she bounces off all the other characters was very good. All in all, I liked it. Even the filler episodes for like shopping for underwear were enjoyable, even though they are what they are.
But do they explain why they use center axis relock?
So it's only her, and it has this. I suspect it has to. So her whole gimmick is she has insanely good eyesight, and she can track essentially where the barrel of any gun is pointed at any given time. So she's able to dodge bullets purely because she can figure out if it's actually pointed at her at any given time.
Oh, so she's
And I suspect that the reason she does this is she's trying to keep her arms as close to her body as possible to make her silhouette small when moving.
Okay. You know what? I'll take that. It's still kind of dumb, but I'll take that.
Oh, it's absolute horseshit. Listeners, I'm going to spoil something from the final fight of the show. So there's this group called the Allen Institute, and they have all these kids with weird powers. Hers is she can, figure out trajectory of bullets. The main villain has like some god tier hearing, and he's involved in a shootout with Chisato in a dark room indoors. They're just firing guns left and right. And the whole time I'm like, when are they going to address the fact that you can't hear fucking shit if someone fires a gun near you indoors? Until the very end of the last fight where she fires one like in his ear and it only like discombobulates him for like at max 6 seconds. That bothered me.
Allen Institute.
No one should be able to hear shit after them having a firefight in a closed room.
What did you say? I said D is. It's literally just D.
Yeah, the giving him hearing as a superpower in a show where everyone's firing guns all the time, it felt kind of stupid. But
especially when people are firing guns all the time.
Yeah,
As somebody who has accidentally shot without ear pro, it's not fun.
Yeah, it's loud.
Yeah. Actually, fun fact. I think I mentioned this before to Tim, but like pregnant people cannot fire guns. Or at least it's ill-advised that they fire guns because of the decimal volume.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
Can it really be heard through?
Yep.
Oh
human
yeah,
organs?
dude, it's crazy. Well, like, so the thing is, right? Like babies, especially like in the womb, like that, it's like sound is a
Vibration.
big deal. Yeah, like the
Yeah.
vibration
Yep.
and them being in liquid, like it's. I'm not scientific enough to explain it, but like, it's not good.
Gotcha. I'll try to avoid going shooting when I'm pregnant.
Good. I'm glad you heed my warning.
No problem. But yeah, gun anime pretty good. Enjoyable action. Don't think too hard about it. Now for a show that completely fumbled it. So I watched I'm always on the lookout for romance anime that's about actual like working adults in the workplace.
Oh,
I picked one up this season, which I'll talk about because I think it might be shit and I might drop it. I didn't drop 365 Days to the Wedding when I should have. Short synopsis is all these young people work for a travel agency. They're opening a branch in Alaska. They're sending someone out to start the branch, but no one wants to go. So two of them are like, well, if the two of us say that we're getting married because they want to send a single person out there. They won't send us. So the two of them fake their engagement so that they don't have to get sent out for work. But then neither of them want to be in a relationship and have to learn, like, do I want to get married? What's the deal with this? And it was a stupid concept that kind of sucked. And then every other episode, they'd have this moment of brilliance where it's like exploring, a character who one of the guys who is already married suddenly and abruptly gets divorced. And they talk about like a relationship falling apart. And it was a very deep episode. And then immediately it's followed by a complete nothing burger of an episode. Then there's one where one of the other guys, he meets up with this girl online and she only wants to see him once a while. He really wants to take it to the next level. And then he finds out that she has a kid, but he doesn't know if he's ready to step up and become like a father to her child. So they alternated between the dumbest, shittiest bullshit episodes between the main couple and these profound episodes about, what marriage isn't always this like end all be all happiness. There is a struggle to relationships, and they explored that with the side characters, and every other episode forgot they were doing that and just dropped it for some bullshit. So by the end of it, I was very mad with how they executed it, because the little bits of genuinely good storytelling kept me there to experience the rest of the turn. So I was pissed about that.
Oof.
Don't watch this show. Even though it explored cool concepts in a couple episodes, not worth it. Complete package was not great.
Freeman, it's okay. We have a real romance to watch again.
Yeah, that's right, because Peak has returned. 100 Girlfriends has returned to airing on Japanese TV. And
you don't understand how good this was after you left on Sunday. Holy
Oh,
shit.
yeah.
This shit is so peak.
So the meta humor is phenomenal.
They literally open the show and go, guys, we're all through the 3-month happiness period of our relationship. The first season ended airing in fall of 2023, and now it's January of 2025. That means it's been a year and a half since we saw him.
Damn.
Yeah. The humor's top notch.
Dying. Oh my god, it was so funny.
This season is certainly going to be interesting. So, for context to the viewers, the character has 100 soulmates. He's going to meet all of them at some point in this franchise.
They've heard
the first season covers him. I guess he's got six. He's got 6 waifus from the last season.
Yep.
Where the first 2 were a package deal, and then everyone who got added on basically had like a 1 or 2 episode arc where he would add them to the group. And then in episode 1 of this season, we had the first third was inside jokes and meta humor about the franchise as a whole. And then the last 2/3 was he gets the first new girl of the season.
And and we laid the groundwork for the next girl already.
Yes. So given that we know that there's going to be 4 girls this season, they are most likely changing up the formula where it's not a single girl-centric arc, and we may start seeing, they alluded to it, that not all of the girlfriends can be there all the time, because it's absurd to have that many characters in a scene and retain any semblance of a plot line. So we're probably going to start seeing a cast shuffle, and I want to see how they handle it this season, because we've never attempted a harem of this magnitude before.
I just know I'm unironically very excited for this show.
We've already exceeded the cast number of Love Hina, the first harem anime that I truly watched, and even that already had too many characters to begin with. So we'll see how it plays out, but I can already tell this is going to be a funny season.
I read. Did you read, or I think Negima was an anime too, wasn't it?
It was. I didn't watch it, but I own the DVDs.
Hell yeah!
With Love Hina, I did read it after finishing the anime, because the anime did not adapt anywhere near enough, and thank God I read it, because the ending was so much better in the manga.
That's pretty good.
Someone else can finally talk about a show. I have a show here.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
You have a show?
So
what kind of show, Tim?
So while I was on a trip a couple months ago, Val binged all of Vox Machina, the D&D themed show from Matt Mercer's crew. Huh?
From Critical Role, right?
Yes, Critical Role.
Yeah.
It was fine.
That's damn, after all that hype, it was fine.
It really felt like the story was kind of, I don't know, maybe I'm jaded, maybe I'm too old, whatever it could be.
Yeah.
The story didn't feel anything different from just like what you would think of as a pretty generic D&D story. With some adult, like a little bit of that like, heh, we're so adult humor thrown in.
Yeah.
There was definitely some cool bits, some cool concepts, and it's not bad. I'm not unhappy that we watched it. I just didn't love it as much as Val does. There's a couple moments where I rolled my eyes and I'm like, oh my god, this is so... I'm so tired of this trope. And some moments that felt very D&D. Like, oh look, I wonder if this person's gonna... Yep. There was also... It was funny, though, to see moments that I'm pretty sure only exist because of bad rolls from the game that they did.
Oh, like you could tell when it was happening.
Like, there was moments where I'm like, someone does something and then it goes obviously horribly wrong, and I'm like, that moment seems like they rolled really poorly. Although I will say there was one moment where I was like, this is such giga bullshit. There's a moment where they're looking for... So, one of the characters has invented guns. They call it a pepper box, which I think is a great name for an old style, like, revolving barrel firearm.
You do know that that's a real gun, right?
No, I didn't, Tyler. Thanks for ruining it.
Yep, you're welcome.
Now it's much less cool.
You're welcome. What do you mean? Pepper boxes are cool as fuck.
No, now it's not, because I thought it was something they came up with, and it's less clever now.
Oh, sorry. I mean, yeah, sorry. That was my bad.
So
that
in
that
this
gun never
universe,
existed.
in this universe, he invented a pepper box.
This just shoot a bunch of bullets all at the same time?
No, it's
no.
It's a spinning. It's all the barrels spin. It's not like a revolver where
you cock the hammer back, you fire, you spin. Like you have to manually like.
It's like
Gotcha.
old. It's like the first miniguns where there was just a bunch of barrels, where the whole thing spins. Anyway, he invents this, and there's a whole plot line with the gun and everything like that. And then, oh, lo and behold, one of the villains, who of course escaped in the first season, comes back, and she has a pepper box. And they're like, huh, how do we find her? And a character goes outside of the store they're in, and there's two kids running around, and one of them is waving a gun around. And the character goes, oh, where'd you see someone with that? And the kid tells them, like, oh, halfway across the city in this sewer, I saw this lady with this thing. And I'm just like, get the fuck out of here with that Nat 20 investigate you just rolled. That is total bullshit.
Yeah. Nat 20.
So that was kind of funny to see, like, the role moments, very obviously. Some of the characters I like more than others. And so it's not bad. It's cool. It's cool. I don't know. It just didn't super grip me, but I would say I would still recommend it if you're interested in, like, D&D or, like, fantasy stories. It was cool. Oh, we're back to Friedman, I think, or is this you, Tyler?
No, it's bad. We're back to me again.
And where did it take you?
Freeman, the Lord of
back
Confusion.
to me.
So, on away from anime onto live action stuff that I finished and or started. So
Marvel's
I wrapped
basically anime for white women.
It's look,
Yo,
it's the live action manga adaptation. I finished Agatha All Along, which is by far the least Marvel-y Marvel thing ever made. And going into it, I was hyped because I enjoyed WandaVision. And it's like, it's supposed to be the sequel, but at least from the first 2 to 3 episodes, nothing about it, besides taking place directly after WandaVision, feels like it has anything to do with WandaVision or the structure of it. And I felt that all throughout it. And then I got to episode, I think there's six or 8 total. The point is, the last 2 episodes, it all starts to come together. And you realize very much where the DNA of WandaVision was in this show. And it's one of those, if you didn't see it on the first watch through, you're almost definitely going to see it staring right at you on the second watch through. And it made perfect sense why my friends who had just finished season 1 were immediately like, hey, we're going to do an immediate rewatch. You should watch with us. And I didn't get why, because it didn't seem amazing at first glance. But after watching through, I get it, and I would want to do a rewatch now knowing what I know about the show. So, all in all, I enjoyed it. I don't want to spoil what the twist was, but if anyone's burned down on Marvel and you liked WandaVision, I think Agatha All Along is worth a shot, even though it may not feel like your cup of tea. But that's all I'll say about that. It was very good. I enjoyed it. Am I watching other Marvel shows? Probably not.
Good.
In fact, I decided to go further on the
good.
Oh, wait, real quick, before you segue, Freeman, another bit of info related to something we said earlier. Tyler, Made in Abyss is viewable on High Dive. Speaking of High Dive losing stuff, High Dive got it after... after what's it called? After Amazon got rid of it. It is on High Dive.
So they have the first season now?
Yes. According to a Reddit comment where someone said it's been leaked that season 3 is going to be developed, which we already knew was going to happen after the manga gets enough stuff.
Man, it sucks to be High Dive. They got like nothing this season. Anyway,
no, their one big show of the season didn't come together this season.
Elf Girl's Cat is secretly an S-rank monster. Is their show of the season?
Please
Anyway.
talk about your other trashy show.
Anyway, so my other friends, they're like, "Oh, you want trash? Let's go even further beyond." And they like forced me to sit down to watch the first episode of Bridgerton season 1, which at this point everyone I know is watching the show, and everyone tells me it's trash. So I'm like, you know what?
It's so garbage.
If everyone watched it, there has to be some merit in it. And then, like Danny DeVito, I had the "oh my god, I get it" moment at the end of episode 1. This show is trash, but I am the trash man. I enjoyed every second of this gossiping bullshit.
Did you actually though?
Yeah. So I watched.
I
saw episode 5 last night, where it started getting spicy. So I'm watching season 1. I'm most likely going to watch season 2. I've already told them I have zero interest in season 3 because that's where apparently it gets terrible.
Yes.
So I'm gonna skip season 3 unless I really feel like I have nothing better to do with my life, and I feel like I do.
Man,
so
what do you mean? But then you get to rewatch the hot air balloon scene.
It's even worse knowing that I now recognize some of the characters from that scene.
Oh yeah.
The show's not good. I just don't get it. I still don't get it. I don't.
What? Like you don't get the appeal of the show?
I get zero appeal. The only thing I can I feel like I can take pride in being objective about most things, right? This show I really don't understand.
Tyler.
Like I can
It's
even
hit
understand.
music.
Now hold
It's
on, Tim.
covers of
'cause
music.
I can even understand why people like Twilight, as fucked as it is. I get it. I get why small girls are into it. But no, man. Grown-ass women are in the Bridgerton.
Because they want to be Daphne.
Fucking stupid.
They want the Duke to look at them the way he looks at the camera.
Oh my god, bro. This is fucking dumb. The only thing I can see that I think is legitimately good. What?
They wear such fancy clothes.
I was just about to say the costume design is stellar.
It is.
The costume design
it's about
and
the vibes.
I would say, and that's really it because everything else is garbage. Fucking,
Tyler,
it's all CG.
If Victorian-ish England had no racism, this is exactly what. This is the dream.
This is the dream. Yeah, I also thought that was funny too because I'm like, what are they saying that like is this supposed to be not historically accurate? Because this is not.
Oh no, it's not at all.
No, not at all.
I just maybe I'm sour. Maybe I'm an old man.
Look, I'm not going to go here and say this is a quality show. This is entertaining, but I'm aware that this is just straight up trash.
Dude,
I'm just enjoying it.
Can I just say, this is like when I said I watched Jersey Shore during COVID.
And we clowned you the same way I'm expecting you to clown on me for watching Bridgerton
See, I'm
season
not
1.
because I went through this, so like I'm not going to turn around and do that. Like, yeah, I get it.
Nah, you can.
Damn,
you can be
Tim's
that
hitting his
hypocrite.
ideals.
You forget I watched the show when it came out.
Yeah, he doesn't have anything to stand on here.
And I'm not doing anything.
Oh, Bridgerton or
Yes.
Yeah, but you didn't watch it without your own will. You had to watch it under duress.
I mean, I could have.
Tim needed to order a pepperoni pizza.
I could have run away.
Yeah, blink twice. Exactly. Blink twice if you're in danger. Do you need a pepperoni pizza?
Tyler, there's not a lot of things that I'm like actively going to avoid watching, okay? It was fine enough for me to just watch it.
Actually, you know what I'm going to avoid next season? Speaking of shows, I finished Dune Prophecy this season.
Oh?
Just as a quick tangent.
Did you not like it?
I thought it sucked.
Really? Jim?
Actually, sorry, I don't think it sucked. I thought it was mid. I thought it was
actually likes
mid.
it a lot.
Yeah.
Really? It got his approval?
Yeah, well, last time
I'm shocked.
All right, I gotta watch it. I gotta form my own opinion on this.
Nah, you know what? Fine, I must be wrong then.
Oh my god. Stop.
If the source, what? No, I'm being serious. If the source says that it's good, it's got to be good. I'm the wrong one, legitimately.
The source.
What?
Keep going.
Tell me, he's what?
Let's just keep going.
What are you? I'm wrong. What? I'm not even playing this up. I'm being serious.
I know you're not. I don't. Tyler, he hadn't finished the show when we talked to him weeks ago. He was trying it out, said it was starting off good, and I was like, okay, I'll give it a try. I have no idea if he thought it ended up good. I haven't asked him about it.
Everything's getting really pixelated.
Yeah, Discord be dying.
Oh boy. Now this part of the podcast where we all just sound like pixels.
Yeah, we all sound like buzz, buzz, buzz.
How bad is on your end hearing me right now?
Oh, we all buzzing.
Should we try and form a separate call and salvage this podcast?
Yeah, let's do it. Technical difficulties, everyone.
I found it.
We did it.
All right. Am
I
I
found the
hold
call
on?
with all three of us.
All right. Cool.
I was scrolling through. I was like seconds behind you.
You can. I'll say if you could just search it like a normal person.
No, I can scroll through because I don't have that many, Tyler, because I don't have as many Discord friends as you do.
Fucking user.
Bro, I have
Oh
like
my
50.
God.
Also, why don't we do this? Why do we insist on going to the channel?
Because we don't
Usually
know
it's
what time of us
fine.
going to show up. Just
No,
assume
but
the
then we
app
get all
works
the
and
Yeah,
then-
clarity here.
Plus, we end
though.
up hanging out in there, and then we end up just coming over.
Yeah, and who
here.
shows up? Nobody.
Well,
All
it's
right.
not about showing up. We usually just pop in or chatting, and they're like, "Okay, let's start," and then we don't bother with the call. But we could do that next time.
All right, fine. Going forward, I'll force the sound check and then we'll join a call. There we go. For the sake of the
Yeah.
podcast.
Yes.
Listeners, comment if you want us to follow the procedure next time.
Yeah,
how about
comment,
instead
like,
we
subscribe.
talk about-
Let's keep moving along. All right,
Freeman's
I'll go
more
fast here.
Stuff. So much.
So,
stuff.
so I finished a game. I beat Chrono Trigger after a year of dragging my feet. I finally beat it. Final boss sequence of Chrono Trigger, very very cool. Where it does callbacks to every boss fight you've done in the game. If I had beaten this in a relatively short time frame, it would have been phenomenal because I would have remembered the mechanics that they were referencing when they give you a hint that the boss is going to use them. But I unfortunately had to use a guide for it. Overall, the last fight, the entire boss gauntlet leading up to Lavos was super cool. My only complaint is more than once a boss had the ability where it's like, I'm going to do an attack that confirmed brings your team to 1 hit point. You better have someone ready to heal before I punch someone. And I lost several boss fights to that mechanic, and I had to intentionally make sure my healer just wasn't doing shit most of the time. But all in all, Chrono Trigger, besides that, didn't have too many cheap kills on me. Very much enjoyed it. I think this is pinnacle of like the 2D pixel RPG era. Everyone who's ever wanted to play a Super Nintendo game ever should try this out. Definitely the game to play. Super holds up.
Yeah.
My biggest regret after beating it was beating it on the Steam version. I wish I had done it on one of my retro handheld emulators where I could have applied a CRT filter so that it looked the way Akira Toriyama intended, as opposed to overly pixely as it appeared on the Steam Deck.
Yeah.
But overall, great game, very fun. Go play it.
Oh wait, did I ask you if you saved Magus or not?
I did, because we had this conversation where you're like,
We did. I
good,
couldn't
good for
remember if I
you,
did or
fuck
not.
him.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, cause fuck him, bro. Frog will have his revenge.
I thought he was cool, so I'm like, let him join the party. But it was very super obvious that he wasn't supposed to join your party because he has zero synergy skills with any other party member,
Yeah,
which made him suck to use.
Yeah, he's pretty fucking terrible.
But like,
Yeah,
I like
because I was talking to my one buddy about it. I was like, so is he actually good? And then he's like, no, it sucks. And I looked up, and everybody just had the same consensus that he was terrible. So I was like, oh, so I made the right decision.
I did try to use him mostly because like I'm trying to remember what Dragon Ball Z character he reminded me of, but it was several characters all in one. But he had Piccolo energy, so I wanted him on the team.
That's fair.
But yeah, I dumped him for the final boss fight.
Yeah, he's terrible. Who is your final team?
It was Chrono. It was, I think, Frog.
Yeah.
I think I used
buddy.
Ayla for the bosses leading up to Lavos, but I didn't use her.
Buddy.
I didn't use her for Lavos. I'm trying to remember who my third was. It may have been what's her name? Marl.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just because like I wanted the heels.
You know.
Yeah.
You fucking know. You know. I'm proud
Anyway,
of you.
beat a game. Made more progress on ReFantasia. We'll see how long that one takes. But Monster Hunter Rise is definitely the next game to play. Now on to movies. Let's keep going. On
Oh my
Christmas,
God.
in a 48-hour period, I watched 4 movies. I'll be very brief on
Nice.
these. Sonic 3, saw it early on Christmas Eve. Great movie, best of the 3. Keanu Reeves is great as Shadow. This was the Sonic Adventure 2 movie everyone's been asking for. Live and Learn was super hype when they played it in the movie. I can't believe they blew up the moon with the Eclipse cannon. Absolute cinema. Post credit scene previewing new characters for Sonic 4. Absolutely phenomenal. Great hype. This is the most excited I've been.
Crazy. They're actually gonna do another one that fast?
They do. Do you care if I spoil the post credit scene?
Kinda. I actually kind of want to see this.
All right,
movie.
I won't say it then. Go see it. But yeah, they're hyping up characters for movie 4.
Great.
I think my only complaint about it was everyone was super hyped that Jim Carrey is playing 2 different Eggmans in this movie, and there was almost too much Jim Carrey as Eggman in these movies. I was kind of annoyed by that by the end of it. It was like there was almost too much
of the 2 of them, and that was pretty cool.
So funny story. That was when I chose to go for my bathroom break, and I completely missed it.
Damn.
So I've just seen it through memes on the internet. And then after that one, I stepped out, got dinner, then went back to go see Nosferatu, which Tyler and I talked about pretty heavily on Sunday. But short version, I enjoyed the mystery and build-up of the first half. I was not that entertained for the second half of this movie.
Yeah,
it
I
was
was
a pretty
about
movie.
similar.
The tone was great. I was not as blown away by the acting as all the reviews had hyped me up to think the acting would be. Overall, not a bad movie. I just think it wasn't for me.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't recommend it to you.
I will say the one shot I truly loved from this movie is for anyone who's watched the original. I haven't watched the original. I've seen clips of it, but like there were so many themes of shadows and like the hand of Nosferatu moving as a shadow in the original, and they very much kept that during like this scene where just you see the shadow of his hand moving over the entire town. Like they did a lot of good callbacks there with that, and I like the way they did those shots.
Nosferatu.
I really hate that that's my first exposure to this.
Yeah, that's everybody's first exposure to that.
It's up there.
Which I didn't realize. I had no idea. And this is me, like, as many movies that I've watched, and like I always like look into like old shit. Like I always knew Nosferatu was a really old movie. I didn't realize that it was a knockoff of like Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that Nosferatu almost got fucking axed by Bram Stoker's wife.
Yes. For the longest time, you couldn't get like a legal copy of the film, and all the ones we have now are from bootlegs, I think.
Yeah.
Like that shit was almost destroyed because Bram Stoker's wife ordered them to be destroyed, and I guess like that happened. Like the ones we have are just bootleg copies. And I also didn't realize that the boat scene is because I didn't watch the original Nosferatu. I don't think I plan on it.
I've just seen clips of it.
Yeah, but it's like that was so that whole boat trip is supposed to be the last voyage of the Demeter. That movie that came out last year.
Oh, really?
Yes. Like that boat is the Demeter.
A fun fact.
Yeah. Man, vampire shit's popping off again.
Oh,
But I share a very similar thing, but I think the acting was good, except for Kick-Ass. I don't think Kick-Ass's acting was not it for me. Also, I think the best actor in that movie was oh my God, Bill Skarsgård.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, and honestly, compared to everybody else, like, and if I were to even say like agree with you, which I also kind of do, I think a lot of people were good, but it was just Bill Skarsgård. I'm like, yeah, this is the only reason to see the movie, honestly. But yeah, that's it. I figure I'd just piggyback off it because I also watched it.
Yeah. All right. And then the following day on actual Christmas, my friend's like, we need to watch a real Christmas movie. So we watched, even knowing how bad it is, we watched Red One, the action movie starring The Rock, and they've got to go rescue Santa Claus who's kidnapped by terrorists or some nonsense. Movie was terrible. Don't watch it. This was just a load of crap. And then Alexa was mad because she's like, that wasn't a real Christmas movie. We have to watch a real Christmas movie. So we followed up by watching the musical Journey to Bethlehem.
Oh my!
Actually about Jesus. And I'm just gonna say, unironically, Journey to Bethlehem was pretty good. It was a decent musical that was, as someone who's not of the Christian faith, I was told that it's close to the story. As close as it could be, while still, being interesting enough for some of the musical bits. But overall, good movie. Actually recommend it. Antonio Banderas is in it. He's just okay.
No shit.
But that was it for the movies that I saw.
Hell yeah.
I got two quick ones. On my last recent work trip, I watched Wild Robot finally. Boy, that movie made me cry on an airplane. I did not like that. That was a really good one. That was a good follow-up to Puss in Boots. Another gorgeous movie. I really liked it a lot. Having a little guy, I mean, it hit extra hard, but I think anybody could watch that. But that was a really good movie. Nothing that's going to set the world on fire was just solidly good. I think I'd say I like Puss in Boots better because that had a little more going on and was a little more adult with the story. But overall, this was still really well done. And I watched the documentary Super/Man, about Christopher Reeves.
What did you think of it?
I thought it was really good. I mean, to me, growing up, because, his accident had pretty much happened when I became a conscious person. I never really saw like the impact of him as an actor. I saw the like Superman movie, but I never saw like what he was as like a famous, like he was one of the most famous people in the world because he was Superman. And just seeing how that all gets like disappears in its second. I gotta say, one of the most emotional things in the whole thing was watching clips of Robin Williams as part of it because they were apparently really, really close. When he shows up at the Oscars like 9 months after his accident, and like everyone's standing up and cheering and happy to see him, and Robin Williams just has like the most solemn look on his face, like so like proud of him for showing up. And then they also show Robin Williams' speech at his wake, I guess it would be, when he passed away. And just seeing someone who is like, anytime you hear about him or see him, so cheerful and just being so broken up, like, man, that hit hard. I definitely teared up at that too. It was really good. It really like, it's a full scale look at his whole life from his start in acting. He narrates a bunch of it. It's from like audiobooks, I'm assuming, and interviews and things like that. So I really enjoyed it. If you're curious about his history, it's good. And I think, I mean, I've been enjoying a lot of the documentaries I watch, and this was another good one that I would recommend.
Was it on Netflix? Who had it?
Yeah.
I don't know who has it because both of
was
these
it on
were
the
watched
plane?
on the
Those free
United movie catalog, so I don't actually
Yeah.
know on the ground who has it.
Dang.
Yeah, it's one of those deals.
Yeah. Whose is this?
Probably never gonna watch it. I'll be honest.
That's fine.
That's cool. Like, yeah, I don't know. It's something about like watching like biographies. I think it's just like I know a lot of it is presentation,
Yeah.
but I think with me, I'm like, I could just read this if I wanted to. Like I think I read like a whole like biography about Muhammad Ali for school, and I'm just like, man, I could learn all this shit in like a half hour. Like, just give me the bullet points.
You're not wrong. To me, it's not. It's much more about, like you said, the presentation of the whole thing, and like,
yeah,
like
no, that's
you can
fine.
read
I'm just
about
saying
it, but
what
then
I prefer. I'm like, yeah, I don't care.
and that's fair. But like seeing moments like when he rolls out at the Oscars, and it's just 4 minutes of standing ovation, and then him like hearing him talk, but he has to like pause and breathe through the breathing tube. Like, wow, that's the kind of thing that you don't get just reading it. I'm not disagreeing with you, but there is something to be said for the presentation of watching it.
Yeah,
So
there's
that was-
merit to it.
Yeah, so that was really good. I liked it a lot.
Nice.
Oh boy, who watched this thing? Tyler did.
It
I was
must have
like,
been
who the
Tyler.
fuck who would watch something
It
like
took
this?
me a second to remember I'd seen this on your letterbox and laughed.
Yeah, I'll say a quick word about Wild Robot because I watched it. I thought it was okay. Actually, I gave it a very similar, if not the same, review as Nosferatu.
You did. It's
I
the
was like,
exact same
man.
3.5.
Yeah, I was like, you had me in the first half,
Yeah.
but
I get
man. Overall, I still think it's good. I still think it's worth a watch. Frankly, better than anything Pixar has come out with or Disney recently. So,
Did you?
hey,
None of us have seen Moana 2, to be fair.
and I don't
Yeah.
plan on watch. I didn't like
Also
the
fair.
first one.
Really? I like the first one a lot. Okay.
Yeah,
I still haven't
I
seen
didn't
it.
like the first one at all. I didn't hate it, but I was like, okay, that was a movie. And then I just moved on. Like it wasn't one of those things that like Disney hasn't come out with anything in a hot minute. As far as like its animation or Pixar, like
Tyler,
I'll
what do you
just
mean?
lump
They came
like,
out with the Lion King live action animation thing.
they haven't came out with anything in a hot minute that like I really wanted, and like I'll say it just quick 2 sentence thing or whatever, like just quick thing, like no one fucking wanted the new Lion King. No one asked for it. No one wanted it. I don't know
You say
why
that,
we got
Tyler.
it.
It makes a lot of money every stupid time.
Fucking stupid.
And you know what? Nope. That's going too far anyway, and I can't say it. Nope. I was gonna say
He's
something
he's on
fucked up.
restraint.
I have to. I can tell you guys about it afterward.
All right, once the
Um,
recording's over, you can tell us how you really feel.
Yeah, I'll tell you guys how I really feel, and why I can't say what I want to say here. But yeah, and the fact that DreamWorks is still out here doing stuff is pretty neat. And like at the end of the day, it's still high quality. Like Wild Robot is still high quality.
Yeah.
It's definitely worth the watch. Like just because I said what I said, like it's definitely worth the watch. Unlike Megalot, like
There it
I
is.
don't even know, man. I don't even know where to start or begin. Like I get Francis Ford Coppola has like he had some vision for this, and I do think it's kind of fucked up that he got all this like supreme talent for this movie for it to be what it is. Maybe I'm uncultured swine. I have no idea. But I feel like this movie was terrible.
Was it just like unentertaining, or was it like
No, you know
what was the
what?
problem with it?
Maybe it was entertaining, but it sums it up in like in one review on Letterboxd. It's like you have to go into this movie the same way that Francis Ford Coppola went into directing this movie, high out of your fucking mind. Like you gotta be blitzed to really get what the fuck is going on. I mean, I understand what's going on. Like it's supposed to be I know it's based off of like one story, but it's basically supposed to be like kind of like the fall of Rome, right? Like it follows that sort of thing, but it's like New York. I feel like he tried to frame it more like a play or something. But Jesus Christ, like it's all over the place. The acting is all over the place, and which again I find super crazy because you look at if you guys go look at the cast, just go look at the cast and just scroll. You see the amount of like people who have starred like in like headline movies. Like Adam Driver's in it. I think he's a fantastic actor. And I can't tell you how many times I was watching the screen. I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, it's all about like him being this supreme inventor, and like he's able to kind of like figure out a way to manipulate time, and it turns into this whole thing. It just feels like a confusing mess, and the presentation just feels poor. Like I don't know. Just don't watch it. I think it's the lowest rating movie I've given something since Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey.
Damn.
And frankly, I honestly gave this probably a half a star more than 1 star because Aubrey Plaza's in it. That's it.
Hold up, Shia LaBeouf is in it.
Shia LaBeouf. I feel like they told this motherfucker, yo, just play yourself.
Oh no.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Dude, it's
I feel like I need to see this to understand what the deal is.
see that's why actually why I watched it. So there's one thing I've been doing with my letterbox reviews, and I don't know why I started doing this, but I started including at the beginning of my short review like why I watched the movie in the first place, or if it's a rewatch, why I'm rewatching it, right? And that's literally what I wrote down. I was like, I watched it just to see what the fuck people were talking about, and I get it. I get it. But I would honestly avoid this movie. I was doing some other stuff too while watching it, and I'm kind of glad I was not like fully focused on it. Um, it wasn't good. Like I'm telling you, it was not good. I would avoid it. But I do like the meme that spawned from it. You can just go back to the curb. You guys seen that one?
No.
Damn.
No, the only time I've heard Clurb is the oh my god, the Comedy Central show that it came from, in the Clurb we all fam. Was there another Clurb reference in this movie?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Adam Driver is talking to this woman who like is trying to extract like information from him basically. And like he's telling her off and saying like, you can just take yourself, go back to the curb, but like there's a scene on it
I'm
like that you
watching the
can
clip on
find.
YouTube now.
Yeah, people dog on it all the time. Like the writing is terrible. Like there's a joke, I forget what the hell the actor's name is, but he's old as shit. And like there's at least 2 or 3 scenes. I think there's just 2 scenes in the movie where he wakes up with morning wood and he just goes, "Ha ha. What am I supposed to do with this boner?" And it's just him in the bed like pitched a tent. I'm just like,
Oh
what
my
is
god,
this?
I got the line where he says go back to the club and does
Yep.
this little neck thing.
No. Go back to the curb with the neck motion.
Is he just an insufferable character in this movie?
They all are. They're all insufferable.
Oh boy.
Honestly, the worst one is Shia LaBeouf.
Oh boy.
Yeah, he's annoying, but he's like meant to be annoying. Like he is written to be annoying. So like, take that for what you will.
So we're
All right.
approaching 2 hours. Do we want to blast through the 2025 stuff, or since we don't care about a ton of
Are
it,
we
just
at
call
2
it?
hours? Oh shit.
Yeah.
We're at about an hour 45.
Let's blitz it. We can do this in under 15 minutes.
All right, 15 minutes. Let me put in the timestamp so that we can start the timer. And there we go. All right. Anime, we talked about pretty much everything else. I don't remember where these got announced. 2 that are coming next season and 1 that's coming someday. One Punch Man coming this year, I believe. A lot of people are going to watch that. Freeman's going to...
I think One Punch is still a mystery date, but the other 2 are confirmed.
Yeah, Fire Force and Windbreakers coming next season. That's going to be exciting for me. Movies,
I'll eventually get around to
Why do you want to see
Windbreakers.
a movie about farting?
Movies,
Bro,
I just
I've seen the South Park movie.
I threw just tons of stuff on the list for these, so we can just blitz through. Apparently, the Paddington movies are supposed to be really good and are really huge deals. So they're getting another
We live
one.
in America, so
Well, speaking of America, Superman, James Gunn's attempt to get DC
Oh,
back on
right.
track is coming out this year.
It's actually coming out. I thought they were just now filming it.
No, what? That's why they showed it's scheduled. It's slated for 2025.
I thought the reason we were getting images is because it was filming in the moment. You mean tell me it was done filming and that was just promotional
yeah,
images they
I was
released?
under the impression that was the case.
I
too,
googled
honestly.
2025 movies and Superman came up. I don't know.
Oh boy.
Fine. No,
The problematic Snow White movie with Gal Gadot as the least charismatic character.
Yeah, I
in
don't get why
history.
people
this is
think she's a
happening.
good actress.
I think we're past that point. I think that was because of Wonder Woman, and I think we've really hit the point where everyone's like, "Oh wait, she's not a very good actor."
Yeah.
For the Marvel ticket, Captain America and Thunderbolts are on here. Thunderbolts is like, hey, go watch 4 TV shows and you'll kind of understand what's going on here. And then Captain America, boy.
Well, you don't want Tom Clancy's Captain America?
Wait, hold on. Fantastic Four is also happening this year,
Is it really?
right?
It didn't show up on any of the lists I saw.
July 25.
Okay, Fantastic Four.
Can't believe they're doing this again.
This will be.
What could possibly go wrong?
This is the third time in our lifetimes,
Dude.
right?
I can't believe it. Like, I don't think I've ever seen something attempted so many times, like, on a
It's
major
pretty-
platform like this.
Look, man,
Can
the
you-
fourth time is the charm.
How many millions?
Fantastic Four time.
How many countries' economies could have been powered instead of doing Fantastic Four films? That's
Yeah.
crazy.
How much did they spend on the last one?
I don't even want to know. Captain America, isn't that movie like kind of doomed? Didn't that go through like 2 rounds of reshoots already? I thought I remember seeing like a Reddit post about how like more audience
Probably.
screenings keep being like, this is kind of shit.
I'm not surprised. Who honestly fucking cares?
I mean,
No,
honestly,
We could say that about all the Marvel shit at this point.
just because he's been so funny in Shrinking, I want to watch this movie just to see Harrison Ford in movies.
as the
He's
president.
just he's the reason I kind of want to see it.
Can I just
Yeah, but
say
you can just
how...
watch Air Force One.
Yes, that movie's excellent.
Could, yeah.
And you should watch it.
Get off my Falcon.
Can I just say though that like I know it's Marvel and I know I've bitched about trailers a lot on here, but could they not go out of their way to show you that Harrison Ford is the Red Hulk? Like, do they really
No.
have to?
So they didn't in the first trailer.
I
I
know,
didn't
and
know
then they
about it
fucked
until
it
the
up in
second one came out.
I just don't understand. I just don't understand why this is a decision to be made. But we've already been down this road so many times. Karate
I
Kid
did-
Legends. It's
Hold on, real quick.
that's-
I did a quick number crunch, not accounting for inflation. $500 million have been spent producing Fantastic Four movies prior to this one.
God, I could have.
Once they disclose the number, we'll be close to like $750 million.
You know, this one's gonna be like over 200 or some stupid.
Yeah.
Number. Karate Kid Legends. I didn't watch the Cobra Kai show, but apparently that's been
This
successful for
last
Netflix.
season was upsetting.
Oh right, you said that.
Oh yeah, did I talk about that?
Yeah, you did.
Okay.
I think so. I don't remember.
I remember
might have
hearing
been
you
like, I'm
not
so
being
upset.
happy about it.
Yeah, I feel like I remember you saying this was disappointing.
Yeah, man, fuck this. I'm so pissed. We can move
Fuck
on.
this.
I'm so mad about
Me.
it. Like, actually, I really like this
Me.
show a lot.
Well, this movie has Jackie Chan in it, so. I think.
Yeah,
Maybe
no,
not, I
I'm,
don't
I'm
No, he's in
good.
it.
Oh, speaking
He
of
is-
things Tyler
he's-
might like, Ballerina, that John Wick spinoff with Ana de Armas.
Yo, the only reason why I'm seeing that movie. Like, man, I told Michelle too. I was like, "That's the only reason why I'm seeing this movie." Like, I have zero interest otherwise.
Okay. Well, we can go. All right. Well, I'm sure you already have someone to go with, but I'll go if you
What?
want to go. Tyler, you have like 5
Oh.
other teams of people you could have already pulled from to plan this out.
Sure, and you can be a part of the team.
Okay,
What the
now I'm
fuck?
less interested. No,
Am
I'm
I going to
kidding.
be able to see
I
this
hate
having
this.
not seen
Yes.
anything after
Yes.
the first John Wick?
This
Yeah.
is a prequel about a woman who's not John
Yeah.
Wick.
Who's just involved in the
And it's
assassins?
not. Yes, it's
group.
like world building shit. It's not. It's not.
Yeah.
I'm sure there will be cameos or dumb bullshit, but it is not in
Well,
any
yeah,
way.
they already spoiled the fact that Keanu Reeves is in the film. So,
Fuck.
you know.
All right.
Yeah, why do you
I'm
think
in.
I don't have
I'm
any
in. Let's
interest?
go.
Not that I'm saying that I love Keanu Reeves, but it's like, come on. Like, you can't just like Ana de Armas, like, all right, she is attractive, right? That goes without saying. But I think she could like stand a movie up on her own, potentially. Maybe.
Yeah.
The silence is
No,
not
she
agreeing with
could.
me.
I think we're at the point where you could have a movie in the John Wick universe without John Wick showing up. And
Yeah.
it's like
But that's what I'm saying.
like-
Like, give her a chance. Also, yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of over the John Wick movies. Like, I was talking, so my dad watched
Yeah.
them recently, right?
first time or like a rewatch.
For the first time. So he watched. I'm actually kind of pissed because he watched the second one without me, and I was like, watch the second one with me because we watched the first one on Christmas, right? And then he watched 2 without me. And he's like, "Are 3 and 4 worth watching?" And I was like, 3 is worth watching for the action scenes.
nothing more. 4 is just a miss in my opinion.
Oh, but the dragon breath scene.
Oh, the Hotline Miami scene. You mean the only
Yeah.
good scene in the movie? Yeah, you're
That's
right.
why I said I.
That's it though.
I think the thing in the French, whatever the arc, the circle, that's cool scene.
Oh, the roundabout.
yeah, the roundabout's
scene?
cool.
The roundabout scene is fine. I thought it was kind of ridiculous.
Well, yeah,
But
there's
it's
like
really
a billion
funny
fucking
considering-
cars spinning around. It's cool.
Yeah, considering the most ridiculous scene was the steps,
Yes,
which that was actually
up
ridiculous.
and down and up again.
Yeah, I fuck John McClure. Pissed. Another movie I'm upset about.
Anyway,
Anywho,
talk about dragons, movies that
Dragons.
don't need to exist. How to Train Your Dragon live action. This
The shot
looks,
for shot remake.
yes, this looks
Yes.
as useless as The Lion King, if not more.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, Gerard Butler's in this, great. This every single shot of the trailer. When I watched this with Val, I was like, Val, what is the point of this? And she's like, I don't know. This literally looks like there is no point in watching this movie if you've seen the animated one. I don't understand
yeah.
where the money for this movie comes from.
And apparently the director is like, this is what I've always wanted to do.
Remake someone
Remake
else's movie,
the
I
exact
guess.
movie. There's
Yeah,
this
Like,
I
group-
don't-
there's-
You look at
I'm-
Toothless and it's like, that's just Toothless.
I'm convinced there's just a group of consumers out there who just like no matter what you do, they're like, yeah, this thing is cool, but like I don't like it because it's not a real person on screen. Can you please make it a real person on screen? Thank you.
Ugh,
Then I'll watch
Hate
this.
it. So gross.
And it's why
So
everyone's
gross.
always just like, yes, I want blah blah live action
It's
adaptation.
really only Lion
Knowing
King.
damn
It's
well that
really...
99% of live action adaptations blow. There's someone out there who thinks they work, and that's who they're
Yeah.
marketing this at.
Stop trying to make fetch happen. It'll never happen. I don't know the
Freeman, you
li-
put this on here.
I put Death of a Unicorn on here, so I've seen a couple trailers for it. I generally enjoy the goofiness of A24 movies, so I think my other friend group is going to see this in theaters when it comes out. So I'm going to go along with them. I'm interested. It looks like a cool, goofy concept. But I saw a dragon. I was like, oh wait, let me put the other one about a mythical creature in here.
Everybody knows how I feel about A24 movies on this podcast.
Elio, I don't know anything about it, but it's Pixar's next movie. It's about a kid who wants to get abducted by aliens, and he gets abducted by aliens.
Oh, it's the animation team that did Luca.
Yes, it does look very soft people
kinda-
like Luca.
I was say, is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I
didn't
thought
watch
Luca
No,
was pretty
I-
okay.
I'm not a fan of the jelly bean mounts.
the
Yeah, they are jelly
bean
bean
now.
people. That's a good way to put it. And then, guys, we got another Jurassic World coming out this year.
Oh my god!
I can't fucking believe
Oh
this
my
still
God.
exists.
You
I
know,
haven't.
so is
I
is your,
legitimately
I'm
franchise
gonna
is
haven't.
so
ask to
extinct.
go.
What?
I'll say,
I'm not saying his name because that's how was it. Your son. Your son's not old enough, but if he
Oh,
was, you know, he
dinosaurs. Yeah.
definitely would.
Oh, this would be his movie.
Tyler, you know, I ain't showing him a Jurassic Park movie till he sees the original.
And you know what? You better. I expect nothing better from you.
Yes.
Actually,
This kid's gonna learn one way or
you
the other.
gotta,
that they move
yeah,
in
you gotta
herds.
indoctrinate him correctly, and I know you'll do that. Good. This is good. I want to be there for that. I can't wait to honestly have kids so I can do that.
Yes.
So I can
man.
hope.
Tyler, when are we gonna do shared movie nights with our kids?
Oh
That'd be
man,
so cool.
yo.
So that they can all sit there and not enjoy the movies that you guys really
Yes,
love.
What the fuck,
exactly,
Friedman?
exactly.
Freeman, don't
Listen,
even.
especially when I start pulling up, I'm like, all right, everyone, it's time. And then the collective groan except for me and Tim, when I pull out Lawrence of Arabia,
Oh my God.
Boy.
we're watching all 4 hours, baby.
Let's go.
Oh man, yo, I would do it too. I would fucking do it, Dad. Me and your
This
Uncle
is
Tim.
Too long. It's supposed to be a 5-minute movie and TikTok clips.
Negative.
Where's the Subway Surfers?
Where's the Subway Surfers?
Plenty of video games are coming out this year. I'll play none of them, but Tyler will play a lot of these, and Freeman will play the rest. Go Ghost of Yotei. Just as Tyler, I finally booted up Ghost of Tsushima last night on my birthday for a little bit.
I almost messaged you.
I am getting dumpstered, but it's fun because I'm playing on lethal.
Oh, you were playing
damn.
on lethal.
I
That's
told you all this.
right.
Yeah.
You did. I
Yeah.
forgot.
So I went off on a side quest and immediately I'm fighting guys with 2 swords who one-shot me. So I realized this is a game where I actually can't just go do the side content immediately. I need to go do the actual story mission to get new abilities so I have a chance against these guys.
Yeah, they can be rough. Yo, smoke grenades are your best friend.
Oh, I'm sure they will be. I'll just smoke, kill.
Yeah.
Ghost of Yotei, though. That's coming this year.
Yeah, that looks pretty cool.
More Ghosts of Tsushima.
I'm looking forward to it. I was talking to Michelle about because like we can turn this into a topic like
Oh
just
boy,
the downfall of like the slow decay of AAA studios just getting fucked and like them disabusing player trust. And I was going on about like the new Assassin's Creed and how people are just like, I'm like, yeah, but you can make games that are faithful to the culture, and they'll, but I was like, but shit like Assassin's Creed, like they've been pissing on that culture, like everybody's culture for years.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and obviously there are games out there where you don't have to, like Ghosts of Tsushima, like you can make a fun game while paying respect to the culture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I fucking love that game.
So yeah, Assassin's Creed Shadows also coming out this year. So hey, the game that will kill Ubisoft is coming out this year, guys. That's crazy.
Man, I fucking
Love to see it.
I genuinely think we won't make it through 2025 with Ubisoft still existing as a independent entity. There's just no way.
Nah,
I wonder who's gonna buy them.
I'm ready
I hope nobody.
for them to announce the next Splinter Cell, and it's gonna save them for 6 more months.
No, Tyler, I have a much worse world that's the real world for you. They're gonna get bought, and they're gonna go, oh, we had been in the pre-stages of the exact Splinter Cell design that you want, but now that we're getting sold, we're gonna cancel it.
You know what? If that happens, I would be kind of upset, but I'm like, you know what? You get what you deserve.
Yep.
I wouldn't be that mad about it.
Freeman, the game you were just talking about before the podcast, when you were talking.
Oh yeah, Monster Hunter Wilds. Yeah, coming out in February. I'm very excited for this. They've been showing off more and more demos, and they're actually listening to player feedback from the betas and making it a better game. I'm super excited for this. I've been itching to play again. I don't want to play Rise anymore, and going back to playing Monster Hunter World and remembering how dog shit the cutscenes are between each of the story missions, I'm just ready for a new entry. So this can't come sooner. So excited for this one.
You can't come sooner.
It can't come sooner. I can.
I can.
If the Monster Hunter releases, I can. All right, moving on.
Moving on.
Doom Dark Ages. We gotta have more Doom, but we killed the devil. What do we do next? Go back in time.
Hell yeah, brother.
Wait a minute, this is the plot of Chrono Trigger.
Yeah. This is just American Chrono Trigger.
What's next? Death Stranding 2, Tyler. That's coming this year.
The second Strand type game is releasing.
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't even watch the. I didn't even watch. Yeah, basically, I didn't even watch the first one.
I'm interested in this because I know a little bits about 1, and then I saw the extended story trailer for 2, and I'm like, this makes zero fucking sense based on what I know about Death Stranding 1.
I'm just excited to see Donkey's video on it, honestly. That's all I really am invested in this, is Donkey's video.
I want to know. I used to be so invested in Kojima's storytelling style in Metal Gear, and then I gave up. And I feel like I should give it a fair shake because I like his bullshit. But at the same time, from what I've seen, this looks like absolute bullshit.
But the Lolly Lule Low.
Oh, did either of you see the cutscene from the trailer for 2 where the dude's like fighting with an electric guitar Tesla coil?
Yeah.
Nope.
I need to know what he's smoking because
all right, listen.
I gotta get
if you want a straightforward story out of Kojima, just play Police Knots.
I actually should. Just play
Everything
Policenauts.
else is too convoluted. I'm being dead ass. Policenauts was great too.
You know what's great? The Yakuza games. I haven't played any of the ones since the new ones, but I might play the Majima as a pirate game. I might fucking play that one.
I heard people are getting Yakuza is just famous for being like reusing assets, and people are apparently starting to get tired of Hawaii.
I mean, this is the third game in Hawaii, so maybe this will be it. I don't know. How can you? There were like 15 games that all took place in the same corner of Tokyo, so I don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
I don't know. Maybe it's just the Hawaii aesthetic isn't for them, so it's noticeable.
Oh no, there's too many bright colors instead of neon. It's natural sunlight. I hate this shit.
Yeah, we need neon.
Much Super Mario Sunshine.
I mean, Majima as a pirate is like the most on-brand thing ever. I'm kind of low-key interested in this.
Wait, Majima's the one with the eye patch, right?
Yeah, dude.
Oh my god. Yeah, okay, yes, it's on brand.
Majima's the fucking best. Well, he's not the best. He's kind of an asshole, but
kind of the worst.
He's great in Yakuza 0, okay? He's got a cool knife, got a sad backstory. Civ 7, mostly because I've been playing Civ 4 again recently. Civ 7. I haven't even played Civ 5 more than 5 minutes, and I've never played Civ 6, but hey, Civ 7's cool to see the series still going. Civ 4 is still the game I play, so okay.
Dang, Civ's coming out the week before Monster Hunter.
Well, send it out to die, I guess. Or well, who am I kidding? And someone who plays Civ was never going to be a Monster Hunter player ever.
There's zero crossover between those fan bases.
Elden Ring Night Rain? Apparently people think this might be this year. It kind of feels like bullshit considering how we just had Shadow of the Erd Tree, but we saw a trailer at the
Night Rain isn't the mobile one, right?
It's the 3-player or 1-player co-op boss rush, weird, like all the mechanics from all the Souls games, and the Nameless King from Dark Souls 3 showed up in Elden Ring looking shit, so.
Yeah, I feel like this is going to be exceedingly popular at launch, and the question is it going to last more than the hype period?
Good question. Outer Worlds 2, Outer Worlds 1 was apparently pretty good. Hopefully Obsidian made their game less generic and boring. But who knows? Hard to know. I probably won't pick this up right away. The only reason I played the other one was Game Pass, and I don't have that right now, so. Killing Floor 3? Killing Floor is a fun little time waster. I kind of
eat my dick to Killing Floor 3.
What?
Well, that's quite the way to word that, Tyler.
What the fuck?
What? I'm beating my dick to Killing Floor 3.
I thought you said eat.
You said eat.
It cut out. Yeah, it cut out.
Yeah, I heard eat as well.
Possible. If I could, then why would I get married? I'm just saying.
Wow. So I mean,
okay, Marilyn Manson.
I kind of wish we would play either Killing Floor 1 or 2.
I'm always here, man.
Shut the fuck
I'm here. No, man. I don't want to hear. Oh, do we should play some Killing Floor?
I would play that over Ready or Not, where I just die all the time. I would happily play some Killing Floor where I can actually
check your corners.
Oh my fucking god.
Check the corners.
I'm gonna skip this one because I'll let Freeman talk about this at the end because I don't even know what this is. Fable is coming out this year. I don't know if I'll play this game, but I'm really curious to see what it is because there hasn't really been a Fable game since Fable 3, which I never bothered playing because I didn't finish 2. But I'm really curious to see what a rebooted Fable looks like. Watching Vox Machina makes me wish we had infinite money so that we could turn our Fable into an animated show.
Oh, that'd be so cool. It'd be such a licensing nightmare for putting Megumin as a character in Fable 2.
Imagine just having like a totally different art style Megumin just walk into frame every time.
Look, if she doesn't speak Japanese, I don't say explosion. I just yell fireball all the time. It's legally distinct Megumin.
But I'm interested to see what a new Fable looks like. It kind of feels like they're leaning so far into the goofy shit, but I don't know. Freeman, why don't you talk about your 2 entries?
Yeah, so I put Kingdom Hearts 4 maybe on here because they've been radio silent, but they've been hyping up like last year they're like, this is the year we're going to announce big things for 2025, and then they announced jack fucking shit in 2024. It completely dodged the 2 expos where Square Enix was hyping up like, guys, get ready for an announcement, and then they just don't bring up the franchise there. So
Good.
we are almost definitely not getting Kingdom Hearts 4 in 2025. But I pray to God we get some type of news about Kingdom Hearts 4 in 2025, because this is getting ridiculous.
You think so? I think it's a dead game.
I'm not excited, but like I want to know. The last bit of info they put out shows a new art style. They're moving on to a new story arc. Disney's could potentially let us use like the live action worlds. We could get a Star Wars world. Like there's potential for Kingdom Hearts to move forward into something, and I want to know what they're going to do. I'm not necessarily excited for it. I don't really. I'm at the point where I would probably rather sit down and just replay Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 than actually play Kingdom Hearts 4 when it comes out.
Actually, you know what would make me come back, Freeman?
What?
They made a Treasure Planet.
Yo, that would be cool. If they made an Emperor's New Groove planet.
If they made just something that wasn't Pride Rock.
Yes. Just don't go back to Atlantis for another musical level, please.
Just don't go back to Atlantis. Yes, thank you.
But guess what? We're going back to Atlantis for the 4th fucking time. God, fucking man.
Anyway, and then the last on the list, Pokemon Legends Z to A, or I keep calling it Legends Z. This one's goofy because for the first time in forever, Pokemon is like, hey, maybe the every other year release cycle just doesn't work, and we gotta slow it down.
Oh my god!
So, like ZA was announced February of last year, and we've seen exactly nothing since they announced it last year. So they're gonna announce something. The fact that we're kind of in Switch 2 mystery land makes me think that it's possibly a Switch 2, maybe not launch title, but it's going to be targeting Switch 2, which is why we haven't seen or heard anything from it, because they don't want to start showing off shit for a console that Nintendo isn't even willing to show off yet. So I'm willing to bet the second the Switch 2 floodgates open, we're getting the trailer for ZA. So I'm interested. I still have not played the first Legends game. Unironically, I do want to give it a shot, because after years of listening to what people have said, including my sister is a huge Pokemon fan, and she's even aware of all the flaws that I don't like with current games. Even she's like, yeah, give it a shot. It's different enough that you're probably going to enjoy it. So I should try to play Legends original.
Didn't Tyler, you said Michelle played it, yeah.
Yeah. She got bored. She thought it was alright, but she got bored towards the end game.
Yeah, from what I heard, there's not a lot of depth, but at the same time, that's Pokemon.
Yeah, but like it's like, oh, catch these. It's almost like it's kind of akin to like MMO, like fetch quests though.
Oh, like catch 20 of these Pokemon kind of thing.
Yeah, it just becomes like the concept I think is very nice. If that makes sense, like the concept and the story is actually pretty engaging, but as far as the gameplay loop, it just gets tired.
Gotcha.
After like 40 hours of doing the same shit, like.
I mean, not gonna lie, I feel like this comes from the Pokemon Go gamers taking over, where it was just like, the gameplay is I'm going to catch the same Pokemon 50 times in a row. And when they did Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu Eevee, that was the worst part, where there is no Pokemon battling. It's just go catch 50 Pidgeys in a row, because once you chain 50, you get EXP and you get chance at shiny. And it's like, I don't want to actually fucking play the catching minigame. I don't want to be my core gameplay loop.
Yeah.
But it seems like that's where they're trying to go.
Yeah, I know. I'd rather like catch the right Pokemon with the right stats if I wanted to go that route.
Yeah.
Or just build my team the way I wanted to, but it's like no,
Yeah.
like you said, that the gameplay loop now is we gotta catch multiple Pokemon if you want to make something.
Yeah, I mean, I've said it before. I'm at the point where I've started playing Pokemon like Gen 3 fan games, because I feel like that appeals to more of what I'm even looking for in Pokemon to begin with. So I've like I stuck to my guns. I still haven't played Scarlet and Violet, and probably never will. But I am looking at all the ROM hacks in the world.
Those are the real Pokemon sequels.
For real. Even though most of the writing is like some cringe lord edgy level stuff.
Still better
Last
than,
thing on the list before we can all go to bed. Tyler,
what?
According to Jim Butcher's website, the next Dresden Files book is 92% written.
Oh, that's incredible.
92%.
Maybe
Then we'll finally
this
read a book,
year
maybe.
I'll finally read it. Wait a minute.
Hold up. This is gonna be book 17 too.
Yeah.
Good lord, there's 17 of them.
No, there's supposed to be 20.
Good lord, there's gonna be 20 of them.
Yeah.
God, I keep forgetting this series is supposed to fucking end eventually.
Yeah.
Tyler, what are the odds in 15 years when we finish this series? It's Harry and Marcone on top of a building.
Very high. It's an extreme, like the building they're going to be on is very high. Very high.
Oh my god.
I am very curious about how this is all gonna work out.
Dude, there is some wild ass shit at the end of that book.
Yeah, talk about some fucking power creep for the entire books, but it's still
Talk
good.
about some power creep for a character that you never thought was gonna have power creep.
Nah, I didn't think it was gonna explode that much. All right, so yeah, like I was gonna say some stuff like no, like I knew something had to have happened to level his playing field. I didn't think it was gonna be like that though.
Oh no, totally.
Where Marcone like just is a straight up fucking warlock now.
Yeah,
Spoiler.
that's big scary.
Yeah.
But also,
I'm
Harry still
very
got the castle
interested.
after all that, so who cares?
Yeah, the wizard's castle,
The
man.
literal wizard's castle in Chicago. Jim Butcher definitely isn't fan servicing himself.
Yeah, I know.
Talking about what
Man.
his dreams and hopes of having his house in the middle of Chicago that's a castle.
I want a new book, but I still need to finish this current book that I'm reading.
Oh yeah, we also need to see how the dating life bomb drop from last season last book goes.
Last season.
Jeez.
Last season.
Who is it again?
I already forgot.
Oh, Thomas's sister.
Oh,
half-sister.
Lana.
Yeah,
Lana.
Yeah.
Lana.
Lana.
Lana. Anyway, let's stop there. That's a lot of stuff coming this year. As always, we spent most of the time on stuff we watched and played.
What else do we do?
And Weeb. A lot of Weeb. But that's what you guys are here for in 2025. But for next time, maybe we'll have some news in a shorter podcast. A little loud, just kidding.
Nah.
Funny joke.
My name is Timpedia.
I'm Friedman.
Only Tyler 2099.
We'll catch you guys next time. Thanks for listening.